Bahama. Fuck Bahama. Fuck Bahama. Fuck Bahama. He traded Africans in 2025. We traded Africans into slavery. Look at it.
Don't, you let her ruin the event. You have her ruin the event, you dummy.
Don't throw nothing. Don't throw.
Y'all should have let her throw it and took her ass to jail.
You should not be here doing that.
They killed a dozen black Americans in Ghana. Look at it. Look at that. They killed a dozen black Americans. And she doesn't care. Look at her. African sellers for life. African sellers for life. African sellers for life.
We will both be yelling.
African
I
sellers.
will be over yelling you.
They're killing
You
people in Burkina Faso. Yeah.
You're yelling.
They're killing
You're gonna
people in
yell. You
Burkina
will
Faso.
not disrespect
They killed Liberians for 30
You should
years.
not allow this.
Look at her.
You should not allow this.
Look at her. You're going viral. You're going viral. You're going viral.
You will not.
They took Africans from Trump in 2025 and they told them to run into the border
You will not.
of Togo. They said run for your life.
Make her move.
They took 100 Africans so they could get their visas back from 90 days
Make her move.
to 3 or 4 years.
Say that to her.
Listen to me.
Say it to her.
You stay here, you can yell all day long. Yell back
Say
and
that to
forth
her.
on one another.
Say that to
That's
her.
what
Why
you
you
can do.
yelling at me?
Okay.
Look at her behavior. She's perfect for Ghana.
Well, then I'm gonna
Look at her behavior. She's
yell.
perfect to go to Ghana.
Okay.
Look at the behavior.
We will be yelling.
She's perfect to be a Ghanaian.
I
Look at her.
no problem.
Look at her.
And
Animal.
then we will yell.
She learned to be a savage from them.
Dumb
From
bitch.
African killers.
You a dumb bitch.
Yeah, and you're crying. She's mad because I'm talking about these black women murdered in Ghana. You see this? You see this?
Right.
She's crying because I'm defending black American
No,
women.
you're not. You're
Who
just
does
being
this?
an ignorant,
Who does this?
miserable bitch.
Who came to
You
me?
are.
Who tried to hit
You
me?
are.
Who tried to
Make
hit
her
me?
go across the street.
No, I'm on side right.
Nope.
I'm not blocking it and I'm not being violent.
Make her go
These
across
lovely
the street.
Philadelphia police
I will
officers
stand
have
here.
been so
She's
peaceful
allowed
and
to.
wonderful.
I'm allowed to.
Look
She
at it.
will stand here.
Wonderful
I will
police.
stand here.
Look at
I will
this.
go inside.
Look at the patience of these
I
police officers.
will stand here.
They're doing a
She
wonderful
has
job.
the right to stand
Look
here.
at it.
You will not.
Look how peaceful they are. And look how she's
I
acting.
promise you, you
And
will
they always
not.
talk about the police are so violent.
You will
Look at her. She's reaching over. I'm thanking you. Good job. Good job.
I don't care.
Yes.
You
Yes.
will not.
Thank you.
You will not
Look at this.
represent Black Americans.
Good job.
You will not.
I will stand for black Americans being murdered in Ghana. Look at her. Look at how she behaves. Look at her. And look at these wonderful police. They should have tased her because she reached out and she even put her hand on a police officer. Look how calm they are. Look how wonderful they are. And she came to act like an animal. They're killing people. They're killing gay people in Ghana. And she came out here and to defend Ghana. She probably never even lived in the country. Look at her.
You will not
Look at her, animal. I represent.
No, she does represent Black Americans. I think this happened in Philly too, and Sis was out there standing on business.
Look at her. Animal. Animal. I'm embarrassed because I'm talking about black women murder. Go ahead, Ed. They're all animals in there. Go ahead.
Look at white people walking past. Yeah, I did. I support Ghana. Get your white ass out the frame. Nobody asked you. Goofy.
Go ahead. You can support them all you want.
Represent Black Americans. Let me be.
And it don't matter what your little white tea ass want. Our country said no. Fuck you mean, Ellis Island?
You will, acting like an animal out here. But you will. You're getting too close to that police officer. You're getting too close to that police officer. Calm down, animal. You're getting too close to that cop. You're going to hit him in a minute. Thank you, police. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being very nice. And you're a coon.
And your mother is
You're a coon. Yup, she is. She is. But at least she's not killing people. At least she's not the second highest scamming country in Africa. At least she's not the second highest scamming country in Africa. At least she's not murdering black American women like Ghanaians are.
We love TikTok Shop. We love TikTok Shop.
And you're a disgrace.
You're lucky they're here.
I ain't lucky. You lucky. Yo, no fear in my heart. I'm not even upset. He told me to back up. And I listened to him. He told me to. You just want to come up there. Look at all the black men. I'm not a savage like you. I'm not a savage like you. True Ghana behavior, you savage animal. That's why you're acting like that. You ain't gonna do
And you could tell all who the Ghanaians are. They sitting there looking stupid.
nothing.
She will not disrespect. You will not. Get off of me.
Look at her,
Let me
animal.
calm down.
Look at her.
She crashing out.
Calm down.
Look at that.
How do you guys
Look at Because I'm being respectful and you're not. She's defending a billionaire scammer that is poisoning the water in Ghana with illegal mining. She's defending a billionaire scammer and his billionaire brother that is poisoning the water for 20 million Ghanaians. That's who she's screaming about. There's a little village in Tumu and they're drinking mud-filled water. And look at her defending them. The fish in Ghana is contaminated. The fish in Ghana is contaminated to fruit and vegetables from illegal mining.
You are lucky to hear.
Oh, wow, you're so funny. You're comical. You can't even reach my face. Oh, calm down. Blah, blah, blah. This is her response to Black American women murder. She defends the African sellers. She defends the people that just now said slavery never existed. This is who she... John Muhammad said slavery never existed on African continent. He said that they were not kidnapped by Ghanaians.
Talk to me. Tell me what's wrong.
You can read the sign. That's what he said in the proclamation. And he wants reparations. He wants $100 million to redo the slave chambers. He wants a new private jet. He said in November 2026, he'll get a new jet. And so he wants $100 million for reparations to rebuild the slave chambers. And he's removing the articles about all the Black American women.
This is Philly. I ain't going for it.
You ain't got no Philly accent. And Philly people act like
You don't know
this.
what I got.
Because if Philly person would have been able to get that
Shut
same
up.
box.
Shut up.
Look at you.
Shut up.
Oh, look at you.
Shut
Two
up.
guys named
Shut up.
Savages.
Shut up.
This is how they behave in the street. This is how mad they are in the street. This is exactly how they act. This is why they're killing people in Burkina Faso. Look at the scamming coon. Look at the scamming coon, Umar. Been building a school for 15 years. Look at him. Scammer. He literally said he's living off of donations. Look at the scammer. Savage animals. That's what they are. That's why they rape women and charge them rape fees. They rape women. Go ahead.
As y'all can see, family, we got Pan-Africans crashing out over this. We got Pan-Africans crashing out over Ghanaians getting reparations. They don't even deserve the fucking money. They don't deserve nothing. Now, this happened in Philly. Y'all know after they left New York doing that bogus-ass Reefland ceremony, they went on to Philly. And this is what happened in Philly. I believe that the Ghanaians were inside, the president and all them type of people. And it's good that our people was outside letting them know what was going on. We not allowing that shit. You're not going to get no reparations from our country. It's not going to happen. We going to keep pushing back. We got to keep pushing back, family. We going to keep making noise. Anywhere them people go in this country, we going to show up. I swear, family, let them come to Chicago. Oh, my mama, let me find out they coming to Chicago to try to do anything. We going to be right outside that bitch. Y'all know how Chicago get down. Come to Chicago, we going to be right outside in the front. Oh, my mama, and we ain't worried about nobody doing shit to us. This our city. You feel me? We ain't playing none of that. I'm proud of the family for standing up against these people and they bullshit. The whole nation is watching. These Africans see us pushing back. You niggas are only on TikTok, nigga. Yeah, okay. Our people outside mobilizing. We getting together. We out here doing shit. Yeah. We got a lot of shit going on that you tethers don't know about it on the back end. Keep thinking y'all gonna come to our country and do slick shit. It's not gonna happen. Those days of motherfucking scamming our country and all that shit is over. So how you feel about these Pan-Africans defending these Ghanaians and these other African countries who fucking sold slaves and got the nerve to try to get reparations? What you think about that, sis?
You know, I dislike it, but I actually love that she got that on camera because it showed how insane these people really are. You saw how angry she was and how unprofessional. And it was crazy because everybody that was out there was trying to get her to stop. She really showed their whole entire hand and they can't take it back. They can't double it back. That's why she was bad. That's why she kept cussing her out, man. That lady had that demon manifesting right in front of everybody and they couldn't do nothing about it. She was calm. She had her little bullhorn everybody that was walking in there was trying to shush up, and this lady was just cussing her out like crazy. And that's exactly what they get. Because we know they lying. Only you ever been into it with somebody that they know they in the wrong and they more angrier than you while y'all are having an argument? That's how you know they know that those Ghanaians are wrong. They had Ghanaians behind them afraid to defend their country. Mind you, she's telling you what your country is doing to people. If it was so wrong, wouldn't you stand up and say something? Nobody in Chicago will let you say something about our city and we just be quiet in the background while somebody else is yelling on our behalf. That's just not how that works. Them people already know they wrong. They were just looking there watching her yell on behalf of their city. It's weird. I watched that whole entire thing and just like this lady just started spitting and cussing. When she couldn't have an argument, she couldn't rightfully deny everything that lady was telling her that they was doing to Black American women. At that, she just started yelling. And these white people, and then the other lady gonna come, why are you so mad? She was like, read the sign. Yeah, read the sign. What you already know why she out there. These people are crazy. And did I see, was that Umar that came up there and they talking about he building the school for 15 years?
She brought him up during the back and forth.
I thought he was walking in.
Nah,
but you see,
she just brought him up.
You see how everybody knew it was wrong? It's just an event for all of them people to line their pockets. That's what Pan-Africanism is. Y'all know it was started by a white man, not just any white man, but a small hat. France Boas, he started Pan-Africanism. When they be telling y'all stuff like, we be getting paid, no, them people have been getting paid since the early 1900s by white people. It is literally a CIA psyop, and they know it. They had us under some kind of psychosis or spell, and now that it's broken, these people are mad that they can no longer use us, our history, and our people for their own gain. And it's making them mad, because this is how they've been getting rich quick. Playing on our tops and intel and making us feel bad about Africa. Africa brought this on themselves. Them people sold slaves. They have always been losers, and we are not standing behind that. At all.
Period. I'm with you 100%. I did find it crazy how those people was looking at the situation unfold, and they didn't say nothing to defend their country. They know everything that woman is saying is true. Ghanaians don't fuck with Black Americans. There's Black Americans out there right now who getting their shit took from them. Family, the whole year return thing was a scam. You cannot own a home out there. You cannot own land. You cannot own property. And if you start a business out there, they want 51% of your company up front. I'm talking about equity. That means profit. They want 51% of your profit of from your company, and they haven't done nothing. In America, I own my company 100% outright, unless I decide to give out equity, or we, you know what I'm saying, or some people put some money on, and we got equal equity or something like that, or whatever the percentages are. You feel me? That's exactly why there's no point of us going to fucking Africa. There are no benefits. Plus, we not African. I'm honestly getting tired of this shit, and it's annoying. These people know that this is a scam. It's a fucking scam, family. This ain't shit but a money grab. And that's why you hear us saying no, and we're going to keep saying no. See, one thing these people need to understand is that we are America. If Black Americans say no, then the answer is no. We done said no, and the country said no. They said no for a reason. They know we not okay with that shit. And we're going to make sure that our country hears us even louder. We're going to keep voicing our opinion. We're going to keep putting our foot on their neck. And we're going to put it out there on the media and let people know. Media is powerful, family. These videos go up on YouTube. We're on TikTok. Family, the message is getting out. And that's why these people so mad. You feel me? Because we standing on business. And we putting everybody in Africa on notice. You ain't got to tell us not to go to Africa. We're not fucking coming. How about this? Stay the fuck out of our country. Do us that favor. Instead of saying Black Americans don't come to Africa, tell us you not going to come here. Stop coming to our country. The fuck you mean? Ain't you that's us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that Ellis Islander that walked by and agreed, that just shows y'all exactly how Democrats are. These Pan-Africanists are Democrat shields. They will be against quote unquote white people unless they agree with what they doing. And you see how quickly she didn't say nothing? You sitting here going against our people and you letting white people speak on y'all behalf. That is wild to me. That white man, I ain't stand with Ghana. Y'all don't stand with none of them folks because y'all don't even go over there. White Americans do not go to Ghana or Africa, period. That be them Europeans that go over there. If y'all stand with them so much, go over there too. Why don't y'all go give them about 51% of y'all equity in y'all business?
Now you know they not gonna do that.
Exactly, because you know they don't really stand with them for real. Them folks don't like them. Matter of fact, they do everything in their power to make them feel bad. They treat them worse than everybody else when they get here.
Yep. The white T-boy was just trying to, make the fight worse. Basically,
he was trying to irritate her, and and it didn't work. She didn't even get mad. She said, "I don't care if you support, and I don't care if they support them either. Go to Africa. Go support them in their country. Go see how they live. Go see how you gonna live when you get there."
Yeah. What's up, Chrissy? How you doing, sis?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, Chris.
I'm gonna try to be on my best behavior. I promise.
Say what, sis?
I said I'm gonna try to be on my best behavior tonight, but that did just activate my nervous system and piss me all the way off.
That sounds good.
But I want to commend the sister in the video. Like, she really held herself together because that girl kept telling her to shut up, and the first thing would have came out of my mouth without even me trying would have told her, "Make me, bitch." Like, I don't. My hats off to her. She did a good job.
Yeah, she did. How you feel about these Ghanaians trying to push for reparations, Chrissy?
Oh God. Well, you already know I'm against it. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's really far-fetched and crazy. It's real. I mean, can we just be honest right now? You know how crazy you got to be to go before a UN and say that you want to recoup reparations from something that possibly happened 600 years ago, 400 years ago, and it's still currently happening in your country present day. They still have people enslaved, and everybody knows about it. Like, how are you? Make it make sense. Why in the hell would you go before the UN and embarrass yourself that way and say, "Hey, I want to recoup," from the what they call it, the door of no return, and then some years later, a couple hundred years later, they're gonna open up the year of return. Like, how bipolar and how fucked up are you? These people are really messed up. You had a door of no return when you got rid of people, and now you have a year of return. You're trying to get these same people to come back. You get them to come back, you abuse them, and then you solicit government saying that you want to be paid for something that you were complicity in, and that you're still doing present day, like we don't see this shit happening every day. I have no words. Like, what? My primary focus is not about a speech a booty scratcher gives, but it's to make sure my people are good and we keep fighting this good fight, because fuck them and fuck that. That's how I feel about it.
Yep, I'm with you 100%, sis. And another thing, just one more question. The United States voted no against this, they quote unquote resolution. Do you agree with the U.S. telling them no?
So short answer is yes, but only because they're nefarious in their tactics. They're not America's voting no because America was never going to vote yes. You know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, we wouldn't have to fight for reparations, right? Let's get that out of the way. But also, I appreciate them voting no because look at the people who are trying to recoup money on our behalf. So the no needed to happen.
Yep, I agree. And Ink showed those articles the other day. These people this dude in the video talking about don't come to Ghana. Nigga, we don't want to come there. And if somebody do come there that's a black American, their ass is lost. They're fucking lost. These people talking all this shit to us, but they the main ones marketing to us. Oh, please, nigga, come to Ghana, nigga. Come see the slave castles, nigga. We don't want to see that shit.
Oh, wow, yeah, how the fuck is that a tourist event? Like, out of all the shit I want to see in life.
The fuck?
You think I want to see some place where people were bondaged and they had to, no, absolutely not. They, apart from that, I think it's there's so much I think is crazy, but I really think that they've lost their goddamn mind for so many reasons. Currently, we have people who call themselves Pan-Africans who are delusional as fuck, went over there to the continent and they get exploited worse than they ever did here, up to the point where they have been expired, right? They're giving them premature expiration dates, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. They're selling them up the river, quite literally. They're still being sent to the point of no return because they send them to North Africa. I don't know if you guys know that North Africa is one of the busiest trafficking places, right? They do a lot of that. Like they known for that shit. So they're sending them up the river, quite literally, current day, and they're taking everything that they have. They tricked these people to come on over there, which wasn't hard to do, unfortunately, but they tricked them Pan-Africans to come over there, help build up our places. You can't own shit. You can't have shit. And also we want more than half of the shit that you create. And nobody seems to be the wiser. Like nobody, like what is even happening? It's like most of us are awakened and hip to the bullshit, but you still got that little group, pain pocket of Pan-Africans who think, that they have some sort of really weird connection to Africa. You know what? If they do, so be it. But take your ass over there and give up your U.S. citizenship and be a part of their diaspora and see how that shit happens.
That's how I feel about it. You love them so much, shit. Take your ass over there with them. My bad. That's my microwave. That's something that the tethers don't got in their homeland. You gotta excuse me. Nigga gotta eat. You feel me? Anything else, sis, before I move on to the next person? You want to add in something else?
No, I'm good. The next person can go. I'll come back up later.
For sure. You already know the panel open anyway once we get through these people. Send a request if y'all want to come up. Grab your daily heart if you have not done so. Give the panel, share it out. Everybody in here, repost out the live if you can. We only got 17 reposts. Let's try to get up to 25. I try to get 50 every live. So everybody repost the live, okay? It's your boy. You there, broski? It's your boy. It's your boy. It's on you, brother. It's your boy. Are you there? All right. Jay, are you there?
What's good, my bro?
What's up, broski? How you feeling?
I'm chilling. You? What's going on, Ain't?
Oh, I'm Gucci, man.
Hey, Jay.
How you feeling about this whole situation with Ghana and these Pan-Africans crashing out on us because we don't, we against them trying to scam our country?
Right. I was the first one there when they was at the Negro burial ground. I ain't calling that shit the African burial ground because there ain't no Africans there. So yeah, I was the first one to arrive before everybody else arrived. So I'm not comfortable about it. I had to actually explain it to a few people in my family what's going on, and they're not comfortable about it. A few of my friends, they don't really understand it. But then I had to kind of like break it down to them, like, yo, and prove to them that we are not African. Because I know a lot of Black Americans in New York, and I had to show them, like, yo, listen, we're not African. I gotta really like thresh it into them, because this guy right here is scamming. And we all know that Ghana, Nigeria, like any part of Africa, they're full of nothing but scammers, even their politicians. And the fact that you think you can come over here and run our pockets, I don't think so. You can't speak for us. The fact that you hear Brooke yelling at them at the Negro burial ground, she's talking to Al Sharpton, Man Dummy, and anybody else who was there. There's a lot of people there who are with these people are trying to push this damn agenda. So I'm not comfortable with it at all. And I feel kind of dirty, and put it like that. I feel dirty. I feel angry because you're trying to put a stain on our legacy, and we're not a part of you. We've already seen, we do the research, we do the homework. We know that a lot of Africans did not come to the United States. So there ain't no way that we are a part of you. Now, Phil Scott, that's a different story, because he's a Pan-Africanist. Now, Lacey, the one you've actually been hearing, because she was there, that's who you hear yelling at the woman and everything, because she was there. She was also at the Negro burial ground too, and she was giving them go there as well. But we didn't have Ghanaians like pushing back at us. Actually, we didn't have nobody pushing back at us. They just told us like be across the street and do our things from there. We were just cursing them out and everything on the loud horn from the distance, but you could hear everybody in the background. But yeah, I'm not comfortable about this. I don't like this because this is what these Ghanaians are known for. I don't know if you've been in any spaces, bro, but I've been into a lot of spaces where they're trying to justify. They're always trying to justify nonsense. It's like they don't comprehend, and I don't understand like how you supposed to be smart and we come from you, but you can't comprehend basic common sense. I don't get that whatsoever. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, bro.
When you scamming, it ain't nothing you can do but try to justify the scam. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's what it is. They're gonna make up some stuff in their head and just believe it. You know what I'm saying? And defend it. No, I'm talking about any way they can.
Any way they can. Any way they can, bro.
Big shout out to you for being the first one, Neto. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Appreciate you for standing on business for the family, though. Real shit.
Yeah, I recorded the whole thing on my YouTube channel if you want to go watch it.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Because I know their ass was out there tweaking. Yeah, I'm just glad y'all was loud as hell when the president of Ghana was talking too. We could barely hear the shit he was saying.
Damn right, bro. We didn't even know he was talking. We was just going at it, bro. We was just Lacey was just spitting facts, and it's kind of like she was. The good thing that she was there is the fact that she knew a lot about Africa. She knows a lot about Ghana. You know, she actually cares about the history and understanding, because that's where she was. She actually was in Africa at one point. I think she's like a Pan-Africanist getting off that train to becoming a Black American. Because I know the first thing I noticed when I actually seen Lacey is the red, black, and green in her hair. I was like, oh God, is this a Pan-Africanist here? Yeah. But yeah, she was cursing at him. She was just throwing like facts at the facts. Like, this person has been unalived here. Do you guys want reparations, but you don't want to give money to the families that you guys destroyed. Ghana's the year of return. That's a scam. You guys just want our money. Yeah, she was just going at it, bro. She was going at it. So we weren't getting much pushback. In Philly, I didn't go to the one in Philly, but we didn't get I didn't know they got that much pushback. I didn't know there was going to be. I guess you know what I think it is, bro. I think it is that a lot of people seen a lot. You know how they catch on to news. So a lot of them seen that we were there at the Negro burial ground. So there's oh, we got to show up for Philly. We got to support Ghana. So I think that's what it is, because they wasn't expecting us to be there at the Negro burial ground at all. In fact, they hit it. In fact, bro, go to you ever heard of Every Bright?
No, who is that?
So Every Bright is where you can check out different events and stuff like that. Bro, they've been hiding.
Oh, you talking about Eventbrite? Y'all heard of Eventbrite?
Yeah, Eventbrite. There you go. I don't know why I call it Every Bright. Eventbrite, right? Bro, you know they've been hiding reparation meetings and stuff in them. And they hide it under different names and shit. Sometimes it will say reparations and sometimes it won't. So that's how they've been. That's one of the ways how they've been getting together and stuff like that. Okay,
so they're using
To
Eventbrite
be clear, those Eventbrites that he's talking about, Red, they're not just talking about reparations. They come in and devise a whole plan to undermine everything that is Black American.
Yeah,
how they're going to infiltrate, how they're going to subjugate, how they're going to break certain systems, how they're going to overload other systems. They have a whole plan, and it's these meetings are something that's reoccurring intentionally, so that they can all keep everybody up to snuff. So this is something intentional. It's beyond just the reparations talk. They talk about everything across, and they know so much more than we give them credit for about our government. Obviously, they've had time, and the Democrats have given them all the tools on how to infiltrate and how to try to dismantle. And that's why they come in these panels so disrespectful and so entitled, because they have some information, but they think they know everything, and they don't. But they do have these little meetings, and they got, even the ideology of meetings came from Black Americans. Because what did we do during the enslavement time? What did we do during the redlining? What did we do? You know what I'm saying? They got everything from us.
Yeah, we used to meet up, discuss what was going on, and carry out whatever we was going to carry out after that.
And that's what they're doing. They're actively present day trying to take on that exact same mantle. So I said I'm gonna start going. I forgot to do it. I found out about Eventbrite, like, well, not at the platform, but that they were doing this like a day or so ago, and I said I'm gonna have to start looking and see what I can find.
Yeah, I was on Foundational was hosting a line, bro, and he
Because I'm gonna
was
show
he
up.
went to
I'm gonna
one.
show up with some flip flops on, throw a little baby pad on my ankles. Maybe they won't pay attention.
They gonna think, nigga, you one of us, nigga.
Yeah, I'm one of them. I ain't gonna talk too much because I don't want to give it away. I'm saying I was born here, and that's how I know. And I'm gonna throw a couple of katas in the room so I can fit in. And I'm gonna go learn everything I need to learn. Apart from that, I wanted to tell the family that there's in every city. You all guys know they have those quote unquote. They're trying to bring more awareness to like the Caribbean festivals and shit like that. They're trying to push that shit. I just want y'all to know from the bottom of my heart, I love ICE and everything I do.
Too, but you know what's even better about all of this? Because Jay just made me think about it. They might be having the inside man from the Democrats, but what they don't have is the inside with Black Americans. And all this time, we have not gone outside for anybody else's cause but our own. And they see this. That's why that lady was so mad. They couldn't get us to come outside for ICE. They couldn't get us to protest for immigrants. But we came outside for our own people, so they seeing it firsthand. We don't care about anybody else's cause. They plight their people, but our own.
So you're right.
Facts.
That's the right thing to do. We gotta use our
everything
power to
y'all
fight
do.
for our
I know
own
y'all
thing.
like to drink. Add ice to everything.
On my life, I need to put some ice up in this water I'm drinking. Say what, Jay?
Oh no, I didn't say anything. You probably hear my
That's why I've been drinking more iced coffee, because I like ice.
Straight up.
I started back liking ice cream. I used to didn't like ice cream, but I like ice cream now.
Yeah, ice cream, good, ain't it? Now, big shout out to everybody who was standing on business out there in Philly. Now, I don't know what exactly they was doing, but they was having some type of meeting inside of what looked like historically Black church. Didn't that look like a Black church, family? Look like them people was in that meeting, you know what I'm saying? Rubbing their hands like Birdman, trying to figure out what they gonna do next. Now, a lot of these Democrats like to go to these quote-unquote Black churches and meet with the pastors. They be paying the pastors to try to get on they side. Don't be surprised if you start seeing Black American churches on these people siding with them. But like I said, we got to push back against all this, man. We got Al Sharpton, Ben Crump, Ma'am Dummy, like y'all call them. And these Africans coming to this country trying to push for reparations and things like that. I just find it funny because they don't help us with none of that shit. They literally see us fighting for reparations and they won't say shit. They plugged in with the Democrats, but they won't say shit. But here comes some fucking Africans. Oh, yes, nigga. You niggas should get reparations. Are you fucking serious? And they the ones sold slaves, bro. You can't be serious, man. This is exactly why I'm not a Democrat, family. I don't take none of these people serious. I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican either. I'm going to get them my vote in the next election just out of spite.
Same.
But seriously, though, they better than the Democrats anyway, so I might as well vote for them. The Democrats ain't going to do shit for us. I mean, what the fuck we got to lose? We might as well vote for them and see what the fuck they going to do. With that being said, it's your boy. I'm going to give you one more chance, brother, to come off your mic, or else I got to drop you. It's your boy. Okay, broski must have went to sleep.
Yo.
Send a request if y'all want to come up.
You're right.
You want to say something real quick, broski? Go ahead.
Did you get the gift I gave you? Gave you?
Say what?
Did you get the gift that I gave you?
You sent the gift? Thank you, bro. I ain't even paying attention.
Yeah. I'll send you
Thank
about
you.
$5 or so.
I appreciate you, broski. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Let's go to JCA real quick.
Yes. All
What's
right,
up?
can you hear me?
Are you a foundational Black American, sir?
Yes, I'm a foundational Black American.
Where you from?
And from New York.
Okay. You want to chime in on this conversation and address the topic and all that? Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. What I try to do is kind of look beyond the headlines. And so, it's imperative for us to know this, who's the current architect and underwriters behind this so-called Pan-African strategy in Ghana and the African Union. The architect is actually a white American wealthy elite think tank called the MacArthur Foundation. The MacArthur Foundation, right? This is who is the puppeteer behind it. right? And it's very important for people to know because the MacArthur Foundation has been accused by some of being corrupt and even racist, right? Even though it's a white liberal left-leaning organization. And on its website, it states that, the MacArthur Foundation funds initiatives in Ghana and West Africa focused on, transitional justice and reparations and all that nonsense, right? But what's crazy is that, there was a reparations summit in Ghana in 2022, and guess who organized it? It was organized by the MacArthur Foundation. And again, it's imperative that we follow the money and see who's behind this, who's empowering it, who's funding it. You understand? Now, the MacArthur Foundation also works closely with the European Union, with EU. And what they're trying to do is transition to what they call a circular economy, right? Now, what's ironic is that this corrupt, sneaky president of Ghana, right, on the very same day he made the UN speech condemning slavery, what did he do? He signed a security and defense partnership with the European Union, despite the fact that the EU member states, right, they abstained from voting on the resolution condemning, the transatlantic trade. Right. So basically, it's just kind of revealing how hypocritical this president of Ghana is. Right. He's basically stating that he's condemning the transatlantic slavery and slave trade. But then now he's working in cahoots with the European Union for the security and defense partnership. So in essence, that that's going to give the EU the opportunity to go over there and do surveillance over in Africa and all of that. But that's their problem. But I just wanted to bring out, for the most part, so people can understand who's actually behind this and who's empowering this, because, this low IQ president of Ghana, he's not smart enough to basically devise all that. Again, it's the MacArthur Foundation, a white liberal left-leaning organization that's funding all of this. And that's basically devising it because it's a think tank as well. So it's important that us as foundational Black Americans, we also know who's behind the scenes and know what we're up against, so we can implement our strategy and continue on. And I just want to state this last thing. Basically, of course, Black Americans have been putting in work for reparations for decades. You understand? And there is a UN working group of experts that's headed by a Black American woman. And she's a Harvard-trained human rights lawyer, and her name is Dominique Day, right? Now, she's the chairman of this particular UN organization. And in 2016, she spearheaded a UN report by the United Nations Working Group of Experts, right, which concluded that the U.S. government owes reparations to Black Americans for the legacy of slavery and racial terror, right? This report set a precedent, and it made news worldwide. It was on CNN, Fox, PBS, BBC, the whole, all over the world. So we've been putting in that work way before this Ghanaian president. So I just wanted to add that, and I'll land there.
All right, I see you. Yeah, it is crazy, brother, how they acting like they gotta win. Like the way they acting, you would think that somebody agreed to give them some type of money. Nobody agreed to give them a fucking dime. The only thing that got passed was a motion by the UN saying that it was the worst thing that ever happened in recorded human history. That's all. Now they're gonna have a talk. The motion was basically for them to talk. Okay, they acknowledged it as an issue. Okay, now what's the next step? They're gonna try to talk and try to come to terms about some type of negotiations about for reparations, some type of framework, and it's not gonna happen. They cannot even tell you who the people was that they enslaved, family. The Ghanaians cannot tell you who was enslaved right now. Seriously. Family, do y'all think that the Ghanaians know who was enslaved or who got some type of connection to Ghana? Seriously. Family, do y'all think so on the panel?
They probably
They don't.
No, they don't.
Because those slaves or whoever that they are was.
Well, we can get to you in a second. Family, Inc., Chrissy, JCA, Jay, do y'all think that Ghana has any way of finding that out?
Considering, hell no is my immediate answer, because they still can't trace. We're the only people that have the most documentation, you know what I'm saying, regarding who we are and where we come from. There is no record of that. They didn't keep records of that. They still don't have toilets. They can't tell us who did what, when, where, and how.
Exactly. Now, and the crazy thing is that after he did all that, he went and signed up with some European colonizers for his security. I don't take these people serious. They just scammers. Now, who is this at the bottom right? Saving
Justice. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great.
Great, I'm glad.
I'm sorry. Was that your smoke detector in the background?
Yeah, honey, because I can't get up there. Okay.
Where your man at? Where your grandson at? Tell your grandson get up there and change that battery for you.
My grandson. No, I don't have a grandson here. I don't have any grandkids. Sorry about that.
You don't got no grandkids? What about your brothers?
No.
Nobody?
I mean, no, I have nobody.
Okay, well maybe I have one of these tethers go. Maybe I have one of these tethers go over there and change it for you. But no, seriously though.
Yeah.
Are you a Black American, ma'am?
Yes, I am a Black American, and mine is social justice, something that I've been doing for a very, very long time. I'm 65 years old. You know, it's my life. Okay, and
social justice is your life.
Social justice, that's what I do. I protest. I do it all. Okay.
And what do you? What's the last thing you protested for? Just curious.
The last thing, okay, is Palestine. We have a
Palestine.
Yes.
You were protesting for Palestine.
Yes.
For what?
Yes. For their freedom. Okay.
Why? What does that have to do with you as a Black American? Palestine don't give a fuck about you.
It does. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
You should care. You out here fighting for people that won't fight for you.
No,
ma'am. I'm sorry.
Come on. Don't do that.
Come on. No. Let's do it. I got a question. Have y'all ever seen any Palestinians outside protesting for Black Americans? Can I get a yes or no in the comments? Can I get a yes or no on the panel?
I'm God's child. I'm not going to
and so am I. God. Family, have y'all ever seen any Palestinians fighting for us?
It doesn't matter to me.
It do matter. It matter to us. It matter to us. Listen, if you want to be lost, you could be lost and go out there and protest all by your damn self. Ain't none of us protesting for them people because they won't do it for us. And like I said, on the panel, can I hear from y'all? Have y'all ever seen any Palestinians fighting for us?
No, never.
No, never.
Wait. So when we was going through slavery, the Palestinians, they wasn't fighting for us?
No.
I have had
doing redlining. No,
they wasn't fighting for us when we was going through gentrification. They wasn't fighting for us.
No.
What about police brutality? Was they fighting for us?
No. What about the war? The WAR on Schmugs? No.
Not only that, more recently, when we didn't speak out on their behalf, they became real racist. Did y'all see them Palestinians making them racist? Black
they told me that they
actually
sure did.
That was actually last year.
Fam. She just said that. Did you hear what she just said a second ago? She said they are racist. They told us that they are, and you still
admitted that they're racist, that they want to change. Yes, and to their darker skin.
No disrespect, ma'am. I do try to respect my elders, but the ones that I would never disrespect have already gone to glory. And I'm not going to be disrespectful to you, but you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem.
You are part of the problem.
You are part of the problem.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that you're all heart, but unfortunately you forgot to bring your brain with you because the if I'm giving you respect, you're gonna have to give it back because this can change.
Yeah, one person talk at a time up here. Go ahead, sis.
A moment ago, you just said, like, they asked you about your smoke detector and you said you don't have anybody. So for a person who fights for everybody, you don't have anybody at your aid for something as small as a smoke detector. That should tell you something. You've been going the wrong way. I'm not done. I'll be finished in a moment. I promise you. So my point is this, and I'll land here. Being available to everybody, so many different layers. so many different ways. For people who don't see you the same way you see them is exactly why we are having to delineate today, because we were available to everybody in capacities that they wouldn't even do for you. And these people who are at a disadvantage told you while at a disadvantaged state that, hey, we are pretty much prejudiced and we don't like y'all, but I want to change. I say that same shit if I was going through something and somebody was crazy enough to come and help me. I say whatever I needed to say in order to get out of this spot, and that's just what people do. And I'll finish there. I don't want to go any further.
Thank you, sis. So saving justice, ma'am. So saving justice. Here's the thing: we the new generation, and the new generation, we not fighting for people that don't fight for us. That's why you was probably one of the only Black Americans outside protesting for those people. If you notice, Black Americans at home, we line dancing while people going through shit because we don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Respectfully. I'm a foundational Black American man. I got one of the biggest hearts you will ever see. I'm one of the nicest people you will ever meet. I'll give somebody the shirt off my back. But what I'm not gonna do is show respect to people that don't respect me because I'm a man with a backbone. I'll be damned if I go outside and protest for some Palestinians that won't sit up and protest for my people. They don't give a fuck about us at all. People like you are the reason why Black Americans are in this position. Y'all sit up here and I want to love everybody. Y'all want to sit up here, what about the immigrants? The immigrants ain't ever did shit for you either. So what the fuck you sit up here fighting for immigrants for? You ain't even a fucking immigrant.
I'm not going to speak on that, and
you don't have to, because I'm pretty sure you was outside.
We would have never known it if you didn't.
So let me ask you a question: Are you against ICE?
He asked me.
Are you against ICE, ma'am?
Well, what they did in Minnesota.
Are you pro ICE
or not? Because we need to get rid of immigrants. However, okay, if you have a person that has been here for 20, 25 years, I just feel as though that they should have a chance in getting in. But I do feel...
Ma'am, saving justice, time out. Exactly. They just had 20, 25 years. What you mean a chance? Every day they wake up, they got the chance to go legalize themselves, but they refuse to do it. How the fuck is that our problem?
It's not our problem.
Exactly. So why would you care?
It's not our problem, okay? Because they've been here and they pay taxes. So therefore
we pay taxes too.
And they do too.
So what?
And they do too.
Paying taxes does not give you a right to stay here in this country. No one cares that these people pay taxes. Real talk, they shouldn't even, ma'am, they should not even be here working. Ma'am, because you don't get it. This is why you ain't got no man either. Because you don't think. Couldn't no man put up with this shit?
I don't get it. Of course.
No, you don't get it. You don't get it. And that's why you alone and you can't get one motherfucker to come over there and change your damn smoke detector. Because what you saying don't even make sense.
See what you're doing now?
I don't care what I'm doing. You disrespecting all of our people.
But it's not necessary. Because
it is necessary.
I am African American. Okay.
And there we go, family.
What is an African American?
African American.
What is an African American?
Family, this is exactly why we are delineating. It's people like her who are from our lineage, who back in the day identified with these damn Africans and these Pan-Africans and these damn immigrants. So you think you an immigrant too then?
No.
Then why would you care?
No, I'm not an immigrant. Okay.
Then why would you care about immigrants and their
U.S.
problems?
citizen. Okay, and justice, that is.
Do you understand that we got Black Americans who homeless in America?
That is exactly.
Do you care?
What I fight for.
Do you care about the Black Americans who are homeless in America?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
Do you care about the Black Americans who are poor in America?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. If you feel different
what about the Black children who don't got no mom and dad, who orphans?
Yes, I do.
That's who you need to worry about.
I have a master's degree in clinical supervisors, work with foster
in the trash, ma'am.
These are the things that I do.
Ma'am, those degrees don't give you common sense. Those degrees are for jobs, ma'am. They can't help you in everyday real life. You book smart, but you don't
What
got no
my
common
care
sense, ma'am.
is, I'm telling you how I care, okay? And what it means
I
to
care
me,
too, but I don't care to be
and what
outside
it
protesting for
means
their
to
ass.
me, okay, to do these things, okay? Because it's something that is in my heart. Oh, you know, you don't know who
Why you
I
not living in
am.
Africa then?
You don't know who I am. Okay.
I don't need to know.
So
Why you not? Why
yes,
don't you live in Africa?
Because what you're not
Why don't you live in Africa?
giving me an opportunity to speak.
I'm trying to give you opportunity to answer my question. Why you don't live in Africa?
Why would I want to? I live here.
Why
This
not?
is where I live.
Why
Because
not? You
this is
said you were
where-
African American.
This is where I live. Okay. This is my home.
Yeah, but
No
you love
one
Africans, right?
No
you think you
one
African?
has the right, okay, because I am a citizen of this country. Then
Who's more important to you, Black Americans or immigrants?
what?
Who's more important to you, Black Americans or immigrants?
My people.
Exactly. So you
People
need to
that live here.
instead,
This is all that
instead of protesting for these damn Palestinians who don't give a fuck about you, you need to be outside protesting for Black Americans. That's what you need to do. Why you not outside protesting against these guys? Where was you when the Ghanaian president was
you
in
don't
New York?
even understand. I already have, okay,
You have what?
young Black Africans. These are the ones that I am fighting for.
Exactly.
Okay?
That's what I was
They
gonna ask
need
you.
for their justice, their need for
Family, go ahead, deal with
That's
her.
what I was going to ask her because she didn't say who her people were. You just said who your people were, the Africans.
I think she's an African.
She is an African.
What do you mean? I am just saying to you
You're
guys,
not a Black American,
yes,
man.
You're
an
use
African.
Black.
You're
I
an
use
African.
Black.
Any immigrants in your
What I'm
family?
just saying to you is that
Do you have immigrants in your family, ma'am? Yes or no?
Black.
Do you have immigrants in your family, ma'am? Yes or no?
Somebody in the chat put Liberian. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't go look at her page, but
Go look at her page and
go
see.
look at my page, and you'll see. I that's what I do, okay. And I am fighting for our graduates. Can't you understand? We have 42,000 college graduates that cannot find jobs. Okay, which is very important.
Ma'am, you said you fighting for Africans, so I really don't care about what you fighting for.
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care what you fighting for when it comes to Africans. I don't care.
What I'm telling you, what I do. Okay.
I don't care what you do, ma'am. We having a conversation, and it has nothing to do about your career. What we talking about got nothing to do with your career, ma'am. I don't care about what you do for a living. I want to know who you protesting and shit for. So do you think that Africans should get reparations? Let's just get right to it. Because I already see you one of those older quote unquote Black people who will vote who no matter who and all that dumb shit.
We have young, intelligent.
Ma'am, I'm asking you a question. Do you think that Africans should receive reparations? Saving justice. Are you there? Ma'am, unmute yourself. Do you think Africans deserve reparations?
Yes.
They sold slaves, ma'am.
What you don't understand, okay? We all sold slaves.
No, we did not. No, we did not.
Hold it.
No, ain't no hold nothing.
America is selling slaves right now.
Are Black
No, they
Americans
not.
selling slaves?
No, they not.
Are Black Americans? Are Black Americans selling slaves right
we
now?
are talking about,
Are Black Americans selling slaves right now? It's a simple question, yes or no. Are Black Americans
about trafficking?
Are Black
we're
Americans
talking about it right now with
Are
Epstein.
Black Americans selling?
Ma'am, that is not the same thing. And
Oh
how
my
dare
God.
you?
Are Black Americans trafficking and selling slaves right now?
Yeah.
You're a liar.
We all.
You're a liar.
Oh my gosh, my goodness.
You're a liar.
So
You
now
wouldn't got that
lying.
education for nothing. You're a liar.
I'm not lying to you guys, okay?
There is no, ma'am, there is no slavery going on in America. Slavery is illegal. Black American men and women are not out here enslaving people. You're a liar. You're a liar. Why are you lying?
Right. I saw on her page where she had some stuff that made some sense when she was talking about Obama. I didn't stay long, obviously. And then she was right. She really is advocating for Gaza. She really is. She wasn't joking about that. It doesn't show. I can't see in her page where it says anything about her ethnicity or lineage. But she said enough here to give me all I need to know. Apparently, she's either African descent in some form or
I
fashion.
am. If you look on my thing, you can see that
wait a
I
minute.
am.
So
But
what?
here
Hold on.
in
No, no.
Virginia
Just
and North Carolina,
Virginia, North Carolina. But where in Africa are you alluding to or referring to? Because you mentioned you were an African American. That's not the same thing as Black American. So where are you from in Africa? Where are your people from? Just so we on the same page about what African American is and what African is, because I'm not quite sure if you recognize the verbiage that we use in these panels. You can come off mute and talk to me.
She over there talking to the camera.
Oh, I do apologize for that because if you look on my page, I mean, really look, you will see what I advocate for. And it's all about my young Black children.
Where are your grandparents from? Where are your parents from? Are they American? Are they African?
Yeah.
They were from America, yes?
Yes. No.
So nobody,
Yes.
so your great grandparents are also from America, or are you telling me that they came from Africa or the Caribbean or something like that? I'm trying to find your African lineage. Because if you're just solely going by your skin tone, then you may be mistaken, but I want you to tell me. I don't want to talk for you.
So what tribe are you from over there in Africa?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Well,
You're a
I think-
lost
I'm gonna say-
person. You don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
You
she
sit up
might
here
be
claiming
because-
Africa. Hold on, Chrissy. I'm sorry. One second.
Because
Ma'am,
my
because you're lost. You're lost. That's the real answer.
because
You don't know. You don't know, ma'am. Because you're not related to no Africans, ma'am. Hello? Are you there?
because of my great grandparents, they're all from America. Okay, that's all I need. That's it. I don't need to know anything else.
Ma'am, you can't sit around saying that you African without telling people what tribe
I
you're from.
just said to you, I use that as a metaphor. Okay?
Oh my God.
Now,
Okay, she
don't
delusional.
keep-
Chrissy, go ahead. I don't got the
For what?
patience. Y'all go ahead, deal with her. I don't got the
A
patience.
metaphor for what? Use that as a metaphor for what?
Because just using it, okay? Because it's something that I always use. But if you look, you would hear me and see me as a Black. I'm Black, okay? And I fight for Blackness. I fight for children. This is what I do. I'm sorry. And if y'all can't understand that and y'all trying to trick me into getting into this and getting into that, because I know who I am.
Girl, please. You don't know who you are. You just said
I
you
do.
African and you can't even name the
I
tribe.
do.
Ma'am, I don't think, I think at first there may have been a slight miscommunication just because of the verbiage you chose. But my issue or my challenge with everything you're saying is literally everything you're saying. And I've been really respectful. I'm trying to give you to give you the floor. But a lot of the stuff
Y'all
that
haven't
you're
even
saying-
let me speak. I wanted to
I've let you
speak.
speak.
We're trying to let you speak, but you keep saying stuff that's so wrong. We
I
have
have
to
not
stop you and
said
address
anything
it.
that was wrong. If
And
you
that's your
guys
problem. You think that everything that you're saying is okay, and you refuse to listen. Maybe it's because you're older in age. Y'all refuse to accept new
because you're not giving me a
information.
chance to speak.
Ma'am, bye. Nobody wants to hear you speak in this room. There's 100-some people in here, and they just pay for you to get dropped. If you want to speak, now you got to pay to come back up. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. They pay money for you to leave. Bye. Go fix your smoke detector, ma'am.
That was
Go ahead,
so
family.
strange. And that's what I was just talking about earlier. The older generation, not all but some, but it was enough to get some of this shit passed. They were so docile in like fighting for each other because we were so busy fighting for everybody else. because we saw, how impoverished and stuff they were. Not, basically based on the shit that we went through, our towns being disintegrated, et cetera, et cetera. We have this big ass heart, but we should have taken our brains with us. And unfortunately, a lot of those people are still here with us. She's 65. So I imagine she's 65. She had to be born in the late 50s, I assume, early 60s, right? Late 50s, early 60s, somewhere in there. And that was around the time that, of course, this booty scratchers started making their entrance, right? So they can't be solely responsible because Civil Rights Act didn't happen until 1965. So she would be a child around that time. So she's not solely responsible, but she is responsible for keeping that shit going, because she said this is her whole life, advocating for people who can't stand her, advocating for people who wouldn't put water or piss on her to put her out if she was on fire, advocating for people who couldn't give a full fuck about her. And she's been doing this for a long time and has a master's degree in it. I want her to understand this really clearly. Having a degree does not mean that you're intelligent. It means that you stuck with a focus and you finished it. I know plenty of people who are dumb as a box of fucking rocks that have degrees. I'm not saying you're a dumb woman. I'm just saying that at minimum, you're misguided as hell. Because to say that you use the word African as a metaphor didn't make any actual sense. You didn't use that as a metaphor until we started debunking what it meant to be African, or starting bringing you an awareness of what it means to be African and Afrikaans. And you're on a panel full of Black American FBAs, with the exception of Mo here, explaining to you what this is, trying to get you up to snuff, and then you're still doubling down saying I advocate for children. Well, children wasn't what we were talking about. However, I respect advocating for children, especially if they're Black American children. They need somebody to advocate for them. Join the fight, cool. But to come on and talk about everybody but the people that you claim to be from and claim to be of, and talk about this is where your fight is both misguided and dangerous to the cause. So I would love for you to consider that if this is not your what we're doing isn't something that you want to do, fine, but just stay away from these types of movements, because you're getting in the way. And we don't have time for that.
Yep. Stay away from us. Ain't no point in you coming in here talking to us. What's the point? And then she came up here lying, talking about he could kind of, because remember I said, even if they was to get him the money, how would they even know who to pay? The Ghanaians cannot prove who they enslaved. You feel what I'm saying?
They wouldn't even try.
And she talking about some, yes, they can. No, the fuck they can't.
So no, they can't. They would take that money and run so deep into the fucking woods with their bushmeat. Do you know how much bushmeat they can get with millions of dollars of our money? You know how many monkeys they can breed? That's food forever. They wouldn't dare try to give us any type of reparations. I think that we need to figure out a way to sue. Because at this point, I'm tired. Everybody, I'm gonna start. They're gonna make me, before you know it, I'm gonna end up going to law school.
You know what? You know what we should do? We need to come together.
Suing everything and everybody for everything.
Sis, what we need to do is come together as Black Americans and sue Ghana. We should start with them. We should sue them for reparations.
Yeah, because
that's the first thing we should do.
They've already said they did it. You're right. I agree, Red. We should start with they ask. Sue them first. And anybody else that wants to jump into this whole, it was wrong, transatlantic. Okay, all right. So since you're gonna have to unalive on that hill. Since you swear up and down that this is, we're your people and all that, give me my money, run me my check. You owe me too. We got to get you too. Start taking some of y'all land. Or also, I thought about this earlier. Why are we not suing the people here? We got to figure out more way. I got to get back into law more and start seeing who can be sued, so we can start suing and seizing. We're not seizing enough properties. We're not seizing enough businesses. We're not suing and seizing enough of anything. By the time this delineation movement is over, not only do I want them out, I want everything they've amassed here. I don't even want them to have time to transfer shit from one place to another.
Yeah. Gia, how you feel about this, sis?
I mean, I'm just so, again, some of them need to be left alone for good. And it's not like, and my thing is this, because I just met somebody this week and she was born in 58. Now, mind you, she didn't have it like all of the way, but maybe because she is out here in California. But we were just talking. I ran into her at a at the dealership, and we just kind of got like talking, because we were talking about having to register the cars and stuff. And long story short, she was like, "How do these immigrants know how to open up all of these businesses for registering cars and Department of Transportation. And she started going into where she knew and she was aware, again, she was born in 58, about how like we are the original coppered color people here. I didn't even know that she knew all of that, but she was very much so on code. She does not know who Tariq is. She doesn't know she doesn't follow any of the black I don't know if you would say black conscious community or anything like that. She's not tapped in with that, but she even had the basic understanding. And this woman's like, what, 67, 68 years old. So I just think it's ridiculous. I do think we are at a point where I think we make a case for a class in terms of a class action. I think that we're there. I think that especially I'm trying to find different ways to be able to sue as well. I don't know if it's suing at a state level in terms of them not recognizing us. I don't know if it's also suing certain publishers like McGraw-Hill, or that write books or scholastic books that write and continue this misinformation. I don't know if we could sue these social media platforms. We saw that new thing with Facebook and how they were found liable this week. So I'm trying to think, like Chris said, I'm trying to think of different ways to be able to sue. I know if we sue internationally, now we're talking about tribunals and international law, which I have no idea about. But I am trying to figure out ways that we can go in and sue, or even trying to get on these commissions and trying to have them pass different resolutions to acknowledge or to acknowledge our lineage. Chris, I'm with you. I think we're at that point where we can be able to sue. I think it's just a matter of setting up the right jurisdiction, setting up the right venue, and finding the right attorney to be able to represent us as a class and start going after these institutions. I don't know if it's suing whoever does African American studies, whoever leads that. I want to sue the person who came up with the word BIPOC. I want to sue anybody that uses the word people of color. I'm just trying to figure out how to sue these people.
And I want to offer this to the family. Even if we don't win all these lawsuits, because let's be real, it's the United States judicial system. They'll get tired of having to pay to defend themselves before we should be tired of trying to bring their ass to court. You see what I'm saying? We need to bring down enough pain to where they're like, you know what, I'm sick of them people. Let's just get out of their way. Y'all know they don't play. And I also wanted to offer this though, and I'll land after this. This is not a shade or slight to anybody that has any type of religious, construct that they subscribe to. I will say this though, because I'm from the South, Bible Belt, grew up in the church, right? A lot of churches are recipients of 501c3s. That's dangerous for any cause. We always wonder why they don't speak up, is because they're not going to. They're not going to because it benefits them not to say anything and not to act on anything. That's why a lot of times, the most times you see them doing something is Thanksgiving when they're giving out turkeys, and Christmas when they're giving out them little funky baskets. But anything else, apart from that, they do quite literally whatever they want. And that woman that Gia mentioned that she talked to at the dealership, was trying to figure out how these people are able to come into this country and learn how to do this and able to get certain things achieved. It's because a lot of this stuff is funneled through a church or nonprofit.
That's what I'm saying. I was going to tell you, I also think with the churches thing, I feel not I'm what you're saying is BS at all, but it's that is some damn BS, because you go look at these amicus briefs with these immigrants. You go look at the other briefs in California Supreme Court and everything. It's these churches that are spending money hiring people legally to be able to help them with their argument. Yeah. So it's why are all these other churches fighting for their people, but I haven't seen not one of our churches fighting for us?
No, that was the plan. Oh, y'all don't realize that. That was a plan to get Black American churches. Y'all realize when MLK was around, we was doing all these meetings. We weren't 501c3s back then, but they decided that that was something they were going to do to silence us. Y'all don't realize that these other churches have whatever they can do, immunity to do whatever they want to do. Black Americans don't have that leisure, especially when they are connected to these big organizations like Kojic or Baptist, these things like these archdiocese, these bishops everywhere else. This is a system that they're in. And I know this from experience because my daddy is a pastor. So I've seen these things into play. That's why when I be telling y'all, it's a lot of our elders who are connected to these politicians that y'all don't even realize. They go to these churches. They be locked in with our people. They be Eastern Stars and Freemasons. I've seen it with my own eyes. These people know these folks.
Heavy on Kojic. Heavy on Kojic. Because when I was a child, we started Missionary Baptist. And then we went, we went somewhere. But ultimately, by the time I was like a teenager, we ended up in the Kojic family. And when I tell you the exploitation of the community or what you call the congregation, the exploitation of the congregation is crazy work. It is crazy work. The way that I remember so Kojic has something called AIM. AIM is called Auxiliaries in Ministry, right? They host it every year at some spot. People from all over the world that identify as Kojic go to these different functions. It's like a couple weeks long or however long it is. And every day there's some sort of activity, right? AIM. And I remember going there and they would even exploit the children. Now keep in mind, our parents send us with the chaperones and stuff to these different places where they've had to pay for hotels, they have to pay for meal plan, they give you money so you can eat, et cetera, et cetera. And you have these men of God come on these pulpits, right? Because at the end of the day, it's about how much revenue they can generate in these things. And they would take Memphis was the Kojic headquarters. It might still be, I don't know. I haven't been.
No, it's in Los Angeles. It's Karen Clark Sheard's husband now.
Oh, okay, it moves.
Okay, go ahead. Let's land those planes so we can move on to the next person, y'all. We got Ops sitting up here. Go ahead.
Okay, Mo. Okay, so all I was gonna say is they definitely do exploit its own. It's like they eat their own babies. And it's all because they want the same status quo as the other, not just churches, but the other organizations, and they have behind the 501c3s. And I'm through.
Thank you. All right. When y'all see an op come up here, we gotta land those planes so we can move on to them. But what y'all saying is valid. Those 501c3s, those churches, they use those 501c3s to get grants and things like that. So of course, certain shit they'll be vocal about, certain shit they won't. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that they're vocal about, usually, it benefits them financially. That's why you won't see them speak out against controversial issues. Mo, are you there? Mo, unmute.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, man? Where you been at?
Oh shit, I've been all over, brother. How you guys doing?
I bet. Oh, we doing good, man.
Yeah.
You laying down, bro? That's crazy.
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm in bed right now.
I hear you stretching and shit. You over there, So what's going on, man? Have you heard about this whole Ghana situation and them trying to push for reparations? Yeah. Do you think the Africans deserve reparations? Mo, let's just start there.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Are you serious?
I'm serious, bro.
They sold slaves.
I'm serious.
Make that make sense.
You see, yes.
So hold on, wait. So time out. So you think white Americans and other European people who sold slaves, who enslaved people, you think they should give reparations to them?
Oh, hell no. They are the perpetrator.
Why not?
They are the perpetrator,
all of y'all
bro.
Are. The Africans are too.
It's different,
What's the fucking
though.
difference?
It's different. I'm going to tell you the difference.
No, it's not different.
It's different, bro.
How?
First of all, bro, who started this system, right? Who started the transatlantic slavery?
Well, time out. See, you love to talk about transatlantic slavery. Let's talk about before that. Africans were selling slaves before the transatlantic slave trade, buddy. So let's not try to act like... So, time out. Let's not try to act like the white tea people came to the continent of Africa and then all of a sudden they started making them sell slaves. We done already been through this with you, Mo. You know for a fact that 90% of them people over there on the continent of Africa agreed to do this shit. They was not forced to do it. So all I'm saying is this. If you think Africans should get reparations for selling slaves, the white Americans, they should get reparations. the French, the UK, everybody should get money. All the colonizers should get paid then. If Africa get it, everybody should get it.
But why are you speaking for them, bro? Don't speak
I'm not
for
speaking
them.
for them. Are you done? Are you not like are you educated? I'm making a simple correlation. All I'm saying is, if you saying that one colonizer should get paid reparations for slavery, then you have to pay all of them. That's my point.
But that's not how it works, bro.
I'm just pointing out how hypocritical you are. You saying that the Africans should get reparations and they sold slaves. What if that's the case? Everybody else should get it too then. That's my point. But you said they should not get it. So that's why what you saying don't make no sense. You trying to pick and choose who a victim and who not.
So I
Africans ain't victims. They were willing participants in the slave trade. And you know that.
Some were.
90% of them were.
Right. But it's like, who's the real enemy here, bro? Who's the real aggressor?
White supremacists and Africans.
No.
Equally.
It's the Europeans in the Americas, right?
It's the Europeans and the white. First of all, ain't no Europeans in America. Those are white tea Americans. The white tea immigrants who came here, they're Europeans.
No, I said
they're
Europeans
not white Americans.
And Americas.
Mo, this is your problem. This is your problem. You think that it's okay to scam our country.
Bro, y'all already do that.
No, we don't. We don't go around scamming our country. Okay. Mo, you trying to get off topic. Mo, don't get off topic. The
conversation. Let me speak on the prompt.
No, fuck the prompts. You talking to me. That's my prompt. I made it. And it's my live.
Bro, I know, bro. It's a show,
so I
bro.
decide how the conversation goes, not you. Now, like I said,
you gotta give me time to speak, brother. Come on, man. You know how this works. You gotta
shut the fuck up and let me frame the conversation. We're talking about reparations, okay? You just said that you think they should get reparations. They don't deserve reparations because they sold slaves. You do not get compensated for selling slaves. Why is that so hard for you to understand? Let me ask you a question, Mo. How do you feel about, listen, you know about the Haitians, right? The Haitians gained their independence, right? You know about Haiti, right?
Yeah, I know a little bit.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you think that it was fair that the Haitians had to pay the French reparations?
No.
Thank you. That is our point. Africans are the colonizers. They should not get paid reparations. Why is that so hard to understand?
So who should get paid reparations?
The people who are descendants of the slave trade.
I know
like
you're not asking
me,
that.
the Haitians, the Caribbeans.
That's about the dumbest question you can pretty much ask. Who should get paid? You know who should get paid for reparations. You not a part of that crowd, though. That's why.
Are you part of that, Ink?
Yeah, we are.
What do you mean you guys are?
You're not a descendant. And technically, no, but I'm going to still fight for it because guess what? My people were not enslaved, but I'm still a Black American.
So and you still get reparations too, though, sis. You still get reparations because your family was here.
Even if I didn't, I don't care. I don't care for Africans trying to get it, though. That's my issue.
Okay, then why you speaking? Who you speaking for then?
I'm speaking for my people, Goofy, because I am a Black American. My people were still reclassified, even though they were not enslaved. Do you understand how that works?
You got FBA speaking on something that do not concern them, right?
Actually, it does because
it do concern us because y'all begging our country for the fucking money.
How are you going to ask the United States to pay you for reparations for slavery that happened in the United States? That doesn't make sense. Africans were not enslaved here. Black Americans were. The indigenous were enslaved here. Africans were not, Mo.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not, Mo.
You don't believe in the transatlantic slavery?
I believe it because I understand that the reclassification did happen. Africans were not enslaved in America. Those people that they renamed were indigenous. Africans were enslaved in the Caribbean. They were enslaved in Brazil, in South America. But they were not enslaved in America.
How many times do we have to keep telling y'all that? We have the
Tell
documentation
me you
to
don't
prove
believe
that
that is some BS.
we have the documentation to prove that our people were reclassified. That is something that y'all cannot get up off y'all ass. That's why y'all mad. Because we do have that documentation. That's why the Ghanaians wanted access to them records, because they gonna see for themselves that a lot of our people were reclassified. You cannot say that we weren't. That actually happened in real time, and they kept the legislation too.
So this is the other thing that you need to realize, Mo. The descendants of United States chattel slavery, or the descendants of slavery in the Caribbean islands, all of them deserve reparations. Listen, I'm not a fan of the Caribbeans. I'm indifferent to them. But I would never say that they don't deserve reparations. As much as we be dragging them when we need to, I still think that they should get reparations. I would never say that they don't deserve it. They do deserve it. They're owed that money. That goes for the Haitians, the Jamaicans, anybody in the Caribbeans. I think that you should get reparations, yes. I think you just need to go through the proper channels to get it. Because the United States did not enslave people in the Caribbeans. Therefore, our country should not have to pay them. Plus, that's outside of the U.S., so that would make it an international issue. Our country, you cannot sue our country on an international basis when it comes to slavery. When it comes to reparations, that is a domestic issue. All right? That's why Black Americans out here in Evanston, Illinois are getting paid reparations right now. We got FBAs getting reparations right now today. And that's why you see our people still fighting for it, because even our country is smart enough to know that reparations is for the descendants of United States chattel slavery, not Africans. Now, the people who did come here via the transatlantic slave trade, they came from Africa. But guess what? They had an ethnogenesis. Those Africans ended up getting mixed in with the indigenous and the colonizers that were here.
All right.
With that being said,
you just proved ingrown right now.
Be quiet while I'm speaking. Thank you. Now, like I said, our people had an ethnogenesis. They're not African anymore. So to my sister's point, I actually agree with her. Those people are not African anymore once they come here and go through an ethnogenesis. I need y'all to do your homework on what an ethnogenesis is. Okay? That means that you became a new, unique ethnic group with your own culture and history and lineage.
It's in your blood, bro.
It's not in my blood, and that's why I say he did not prove me wrong. You think majority of the people that were enslaved were Africans, and they were not. They weren't. Majority of the enslaved were indigenous. It don't matter how you try to slice it. This is why I don't like talking to you, Mo, because you be disingenuous. A lot of y'all were not here.
I've said, you guys, I said most enslaved were indigenous. I have said that before.
Yeah, but guess what? It's not even the number that you think it is.
You are denying the African came here as slaves.
I'm denying the Africans in my bloodline. Yes, I am, because they're not in mine.
Okay. And I'm going to agree with you on that, right? But we cannot deny the fact that Africans didn't came here on the Americas.
But I can't deny the fact that it didn't happen the way you think you know it. You said Africans came here. That's 200 Africans that they got documented. Only 45 of y'all got off these boats.
No. It wasn't.
No, yes.
45.
That's actually that's documented. 45 y'all actually.
It was
that's why
300 to 400.
That's why the Ghanaian president sat there and said, "Oh, it was less than 500,000." He didn't want to say the number because he know it was less than the 12 million that they lied and said actually came here. Y'all keep dropping these numbers like we can't read the slave manifestos, like we can't see the ships and know what they docked off and got up there. Them people wasn't coming over here in mass. And guess what? Their lifespan was short. A lot of them unalive in their early 30s because this is a new land, a new region, and a new area and climate that they were not used
to. Yeah.
Country that they're not from. Black Americans got to get how many shots when they go to Africa? 11? Because we can't survive in y'all climate. So how can an African come here and survive here? When y'all come here, y'all getting jabs.
Yeah. We don't got the same DNA markers at all or admixture. That's why y'all don't look like us. We don't look the same. Our phenotype is not even the same. And if you really want to talk about DNA and ancestry and genealogy, there's a brother right now who's alive still to this day on this app. His name is Ramon Moses Zero. He has the oldest genealogical records known to mankind. His genealogy is 3.5 billion years old. and the Earth is only 4.54 billion years old. So until y'all could show me one African who can top that, y'all can really miss us with all that African shit and all this African blood shit. You motherfuckers are related to each other over there. Y'all actually got Africans that y'all are related to. And y'all tribes can't even get along, and y'all be right next door to each other. So miss us with that blood shit. We ain't trying to hear it. You motherfuckers are more the same on the continent of Africa than we'll ever be when it comes to y'all. And y'all can't even get along. So stop trying to talk like we owe y'all some type of loyalty or something, because we don't owe y'all shit.
And let's be for real. When that goddamn president came here and lied and said that those people buried in those graves were his descendants, how come they don't have, those people actually have descendants that live in New York? If y'all really related to those people that's in those graves, why aren't y'all also related to their descendants? Because that would make sense. They did research on them bones, that bone marrow, they pulled out their DNA. So if you can pull their DNA out there, that means you can find one of your relatives that are living today.
Mo, are you there?
I'm here.
Come on, Slow-Mo. Tell me why they can't link to their living relatives.
I'm sure if they wanted to, they could.
No, it's not if they wanted to, they tried. So they led with the lie that they were connected to the ancestors and those bones and those graves, but not their living relatives. That don't make sense, Slow-Mo. Those are still their people. That would still be their family.
It's a scam, Mo. That's basically what we're trying to get you to understand. This whole thing that you're saying is a scam. These people know that we not Africans. They know that they not Black Americans. They know that we don't got no type of relation. This is a money grab for them. Mo, do you really think that the Ghanaian president give a fuck about Black Americans? Do you really think that in your heart?
Of course no. Why should we give a fuck about Black Americans?
Thank you. Thank you for making my point. Family, did y'all just hear what he just said?
Yeah.
He said the Ghanaian president don't give a fuck about Black Americans.
And he said, why should he? Loud
And he also said, why should he? But he on this panel trying to get us to convince us to fuck with Africans. Why the fuck should we? They don't give a fuck about us. You just said it out your own mouth. So here's my next question, Mo. If he don't give a fuck about us, why is he trying to use us and our history to try to get reparations then, Mo? Make it make sense. You just admitted he don't give a fuck. So why would somebody who don't give a fuck about us try to use us and our history to make money? Tell us why they would do that.
It look good. What do you think some people, it's all about political correctness, bro.
Right. So you basically saying that it's basically, he's scamming basically, right?
I mean, taking advantage.
Wait, time out. Whoa, let's get it.
He just, you know, you guys playing chess, we playing checkers.
Is he scamming or what, Mo?
I wouldn't say it's scamming.
What you call it then?
It's the truth, but he going after reparation for y'all cause, yeah, y'all deserve it, but it's like, that doesn't mean we care about y'all, right?
We're
just stating the obvious.
That's not what you said.
I'm sorry, sis, 1 second. You just said that he don't give a fuck about Black Americans.
Yeah.
So why would he sit up and try to fight for reparations for us when you just said he don't give a fuck about us? You know that's bullshit. Let me ask you the main question, because here's the big one.
Because it looks...
Mo, I got you by the balls. No homo. You really fucked on this one. You really have nothing to say. Let me ask you a question. If, let's say our country was like, you know what? We're going to give y'all reparations. Do you think that the Ghanaian president will make sure that that money got to Black Americans? Yes or no?
We're going to take that shit and go home.
And that's exactly why we against it. And thank you for admitting basically he's scamming. So basically he's scamming.
Because Black America have to get their own. We ain't going to do the work for y'all.
So you have no right to ask for our reparations.
Thank you for making our point.
Do you understand? Like, Mo, hold on. Like, that's very disrespectful for you to even say that and come up here, just like it was disrespectful for that Ghanaian president to come here and ask for our reparations. That slavery did not happen to Ghanaians on this soil. For you to sit here and say, we're not going to fight for y'all got to get it for yourself, go get it from yourself or from the Europeans that did it to you. Stop coming over here asking for our reparations. Y'all are not us. You sat here and said, well, yeah, they're gonna get it. We playing chess, not checkers. That's not funny. That stuff actually happened to some of our ancestors.
And real talk, they're never gonna get no money, Mo. They're not gonna get a fucking penny. And here's my thing, Mo. Why are Africans, Tethers, and Pan-Africans crashing out on us for speaking out against this when we know the same shit you know? We know he don't give a fuck about us. We know that they, even if they got the money, they wouldn't do shit but run, and they wouldn't give us shit. So why are y'all mad? Because we against it.
Well, one of the reasons, right, y'all not giving credit to that Ghanaian president, right? Because Black
He don't
America...
deserve no credit. What we giving him
Let
credit
me
for?
finish, bro. Black America been talking about reparation for how long, bro? How long y'all been talking about reparation?
For a while.
When has it been to the UN? When has it been on the war stick?
Let me tell you something, Mo. Let me address him. Let me address him real quick. Mo, let me tell you something. We don't have to go to the UN to get reparations. I just told you that we got Black Americans out here in Evanston, Illinois, getting reparations right now. We did not have to go to the fucking UN to do it. The only thing we had to do was fight for it in our own country. Now, with that being said, we got foundational Black Americans who have not only gotten reparations, but there are more who are still getting it right now and more that are going to get it in the future. Meanwhile, y'all going to the UN and everybody that you can go to about this shit, and y'all ain't got a fucking penny. We more powerful than you will ever fucking be. And y'all got the whole UN behind you. Speaking of the UN, it's another reason why we don't fuck with y'all. Malcolm X went to the UN and tried to get help, family. He tried to get help. He tried to get these people to get to the UN and tell them, hey, man, slavery is a problem. The U.S. is treating Black Americans bad. The motherfuckers in the UN turned their back on him. They didn't even help him. But we supposed to sit up here and be happy that some Ghanaians and some Africans came together and got a motion passed? The motion didn't even have no money attached to it. They haven't guaranteed y'all a dime. Dude didn't do shit.
But that's the first step, bro. He already laid the first step.
So let me tell you something, Mo. Our country took the first step too by telling them no. Israel told them no. Argentina told them no. You must have forgot that the United States is the UN. Without us, it wouldn't be no fucking UN. They're not going to get a fucking dime. I can't wait until they go back to court, because guess what? That's when everything's going to fizzle out. They're not going to get no fucking money. Mo, have you ever heard of the Just Coggins Clause?
Sounds familiar, but no.
Well, let me let you in on a secret. This is what it is. The Just Coggins Clause is what the white supremacists put inside those treaties with those Africans. See, those African countries, they signed treaties. Yeah, when y'all was letting them white people build forts and y'all was capturing slaves from them and all that kind of shit, those kingdoms and tribes were signing treaties. And inside those treaties was a Just Coggins Clause. The Just Coggins Clause is an international law clause, basically, saying that you cannot sue the United States domestically or internationally later on down the line. Basically, it means, hey, we doing crime together. Yeah, it's legal right now, but later on down the line, it might not be legal. So when it turns to illegal, you can't look at us and say, you know what, I want to sue these people. Mo, I'm here to tell you, if you haven't heard it first, Africans don't deserve reparations, and they're never going to fucking get it because they sold slaves. Y'all love to brag, oh, we was never enslaved. You know what? Congratulations. Whoop-de-doo. No reparations for you. Y'all not gonna get shit. And listen, the Black Americans, we gonna be right here making sure y'all don't get shit. Fuck you mean?
That's what Black Americans is saying, right?
And listen, and that's what our country's saying too. Black Americans said no, and America said no. Why you think our country said no? Because we against it.
America don't rule the world, bro. Right?
Oh, yes, we do.
We got all the powerful countries.
Yes, we do.
Right? So
you got what powerful countries?
If America don't partake in reparations, we got all the countries that will.
Okay.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Listen, Mo, I don't give a fuck who y'all get that money from. As long as you don't fucking get it from... Listen, Mo, I ain't done talking. As long as you don't get it from the U.S., I don't give a fuck.
And you know what's disingenuous as hell? This is the same man talking about America don't have no power and don't have anything, but you in America right now. Go back to your powerful country if it's that great, Mo.
Yeah.
Go take your
Why
ass
you not
something.
why you not in Liberia?
He not gonna go there because Liberia is nothing without America. Because guess who made Liberia? So y'all be talking all of this stuff and then you realize you over here. I don't care. We don't care who give y'all money, but guess what? You're not getting America reparations. You're not getting Black Americans reparations. And that's what y'all was counting on, and you're not getting it.
Hey, we don't need to get it from y'all. We got all the country, like I
Y'all
said.
do, because if you didn't need it, why y'all going on a campaign to every other Black city begging for it? If you didn't need it, you wouldn't be begging for it with your broke ass.
And let me add this in real quick. I want to add this in. I want to let you know something, Mo. Now, this is where math comes into play. The countries who gave a definitive no was the USA, Israel, and Argentina. There were 53 countries who abstained from voting. That mean they don't give a fuck. They basically pleading the fifth. My name Bennett, I ain't in it. Okay, cool. But guess what? It was 123 countries who voted yes. I want you to understand something. Those 123 countries that voted yes, they don't have the money or the power to pay out no type of reparations. The countries that are gonna pay the reparations said no already. It's not gonna happen, Mo. But we gonna keep you updated on what's going on. Because I guarantee you, y'all not gonna get no reparations. Also, Mo, before I move on and ask my family the questions I'm gonna ask them, what are Africans getting reparations for? Because the damn show ain't slavery. So if y'all getting reparations, what would it be for, Mo? That's a hard question, ain't it?
Exactly that, bro. What are you talking about?
Africans wasn't enslaved, Goofy.
Yes, they were, bro. What are you talking about?
No, they wasn't.
We already been through that.
No, they wasn't. They was enslaved where, Mo?
You confirm it. The African were enslaved in America.
Mo, those people are not your ancestors. You cannot claim them after you sold them. How you gonna sell some people into slavery and then say, "Oh, those my ancestors. I want reparations." They got paid when they sold the slaves, Mo.
It doesn't matter if you sell them or not, bro. It's in the blood. It's genetic, bro. Just because I sold someone doesn't mean I'm not part of someone, bro. That's not how it works.
That is how that works. It's blood that's not connected to you.
The blood is still connected. Whether you sell them or not. It's not
connected to you at all, Mo. That makes no sense. Those were not your people. And by and large, we keep telling you that it wasn't a lot of Africans that came to America. So why would America pay y'all? You have treaties that you signed with the British.
Some shady ass treaty.
No, it's not shady. It's something that your people decided to do. Guess what? Your own ancestors did you, and your ancestors that you connected to by blood did y'all in, because they signed those treaties.
Y'all never gonna get reparations, and that's where I'm at with it. It's your boy. Go ahead, broski. I know you want to speak. Y'all been up here. It's your boy. Are you there?
I'm wondering why we wasting all this time with his rhetoric, because it don't make no sense. Everything he done said, we done debunked it. You know what I mean? It makes no sense, bro. I done been to Ghana. I done been to all of those places, and all that shit is in poverty. That's why they over here crying. The governor and the presidents and all those people over there steal from their own people, so they trying to come steal from ours. We already know this shit. The whole solution is we got to go to the federal level, and there's already federal funding if somebody go step to the government about it, and we'll get paid. You understand? They give us back our land when we can prove that our grandparents or their parents or somebody's parents own it. There's all type of ways to do this, but most of the time, we so busy arguing about this kind of dumb shit right here. That's why we don't get nothing done. Going back and forth with people who hear it as a distraction.
This ain't dumb. This ain't dumb.
No, what I mean
this shit gotta get talked about.
No, what I'm saying is, dude here as a distraction, really. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not really.
No, he not, bro. Listen, bro. It's people that's new to delineation that don't know shit about this. So some people who think this shit dumb, it ain't. It's a motherfucker who in this room right now who don't know shit about delineation, and they need to hear this shit, and they need to hear their perspective. So none of these conversations are dumb.
I feel you, but
this part of delineation, unfortunately, we have to go back and forth with these motherfuckers to wake people up.
Okay, I feel you. I could give you that. You know what I mean? But it's at a federal level. Federal Trump state, and they already got funding for that. They'll give you back your land. They'll give you back all. I done took land back that was owned by my great-grandparents. Stuff that they done said that was theirs. You got what I'm saying? Stuff that they done had courthouses on. You understand? Stuff they have fire stations on. You got what I'm saying? So you just go get it, bro. Once you can prove that your people had it, because we, just like you said, they keep all the logs. You know what I mean? If you look at when they called slavery, that shit wasn't even going on. The ships that they was bringing people on couldn't even house that many people that they even tried to say they house. Or the people would have unalived themselves on the ship just by sickness and disease. None of that makes sense. Anybody who has common sense know that those people was over there in their country, just like you said, getting paid for a service to sell their own people, and 90% of their people didn't even make it here. You got what I'm coming from? So it doesn't make any sense, bro. We just sitting back, walking around in circles and circles and circles, and we shall overcome, kumbaya. I remember what y'all was saying about the church. I used to be one of them kids in Memphis, coming from Florida with my mom with the bull crap. They said there will never be another Malcolm X and there will never be another Martin Luther King. That's why they gave everybody funding. All these people could sit up and talk, and Al Sharpton and all these people, they ain't never did nothing for us. So it's up to us, educated people on this panel and people like us, to put ourselves in position to take back what is ours. And they'll give it to you if you got documentation, if you got the right argument, if you know what's going on. They're not going to give it to a jigaboo. You understand? They're not going to give it to a person who don't know what's going on. Ghana know they're not finna get no money. You understand? Ghana trying to figure out how to get out of Ghana goddamn themselves. Don't nobody want to be there. I went to Ghana. I see what's going on in Ghana. They ain't even got a building. The only building that they got that's old in Ghana is that so-called fort, or they so-called castle that what they call it now, where they say that they put the enslaved people at before they was on the ships to get on the ships. That's the oldest building they got in Ghana. Everything else in Ghana look like shambles, bro. I've built in Ghana. There is no foundational buildings that we gotta like dig up when we digging up the ground over there when I was over there to build. None. And I built all through all 12 regions of Ghana. That shit is wild wasteland. Like, they was really the people walking around with bones in their nose and ain't never built nothing and ain't had no tools. Like, they came from the primordial ooze or something. You feel what I'm saying, bro? They got buildings over here that predate, post-date goddamn Britain. You know what I'm saying? They got buildings over here that post-date China, that post-date all the stuff that people were talking about. Predate, I meant to say. You know what I'm saying? So when people sitting back talking, we already getting our land back. We already own the land. Just the fact that we breathing, we are the people. And they know who the people are. That's why I don't know if a lot of people been following what Trump been doing, but he closed down anything he was closing down anything that said black on it, because he said these people are not black. That was a classification. You understand? He was telling people what to do. But everybody's so busy looking at Epstein files and all this other crap, you know what I'm saying, so that they're not paying attention to the fact that the laws have already been put in place by this presidency right now for us to have what we need. They laughing at all these other people who come in here. That's why he putting belt to ass and kicking their ass the fuck up out of here. Because they came over here trying to do some weird politic crap and bring all those Africans over here so that they can have a vote. And that's why he's doing an ID card where if your ass ain't from here, your ass can't vote. You got what I'm saying? So they already ain't finna get nothing. Everybody know they not finna get nothing. They know they not finna get nothing. That's just a shot in the dark, bro. They crying for money. Man, you should see what's happening over there. You take a bath over there, don't wash your hair. You better get you a bucket of water and have you an extra bucket of water when you in the shower washing your hair, because when the water cut off, you liable to not be able to wash the soap out your hair. I see why they say third world country, bro. Them people live over there like they out of TPs and tents, bro. So stop always talking about like that dude
right there, bro.
Bro, don't tell me that, bro. I done been all over these places. They beg us to build there. They're begging us to come there, bro.
You been all over Africa, bro.
I own a house in Ghana, bro.
You said Ghana.
Yeah.
Not all Africa, bro.
Bro, I own a house in Ethiopia,
part of
bro.
Africa.
I done been all throughout Africa, bro.
But he generalizing Africa as people.
Man, look, get your
bro.
Mo.
There's a few places.
With
There's
that
a handful.
Shit.
Bro, there's a handful of places in Africa that got technological advances, and bro, that shit still ain't what it is anywhere else in the world, bro. That shit is subpar, bro.
Man, Africa's a third world continent. Let's just be honest.
Come on,
Mo,
bro.
I don't even know why you sitting here acting like most people who live out there ain't living in poverty. Most of the people who live in Africa are living in poverty. And that's not us trying to be rude or mean. That's just the truth. And that's why your ass ain't in Africa right now. That's why you here in America with us under our protection. It's your boy.
Are you
Go
taking
ahead, land your plane.
your dollars
and
and back to Africa and build something for them over there? Because I was over there putting water and irrigation in places and doing stuff. You understand? So I can speak on what's happening over there because I done helped those people. You over here helping yourself, bro, and talking on the panel, bro. And that ain't cool, bro. Because if you're going to be doing it, you should be going and giving them your money as reparations if you feel like they deserve it.
He ain't going to do that. And he not going to send no money home to help build.
He probably never go back there, bro. They told me I was a white man. They told me I was white T when I was over there, bro. They called me white T while I'm helping them. That would make me stop going over there to help them people because they was ungrateful, bro. They was still in the parts as we put it together to try to help the village.
Well, whoop-de-doo. I ain't surprised to hear that. Go ahead, land your plane, brother, so we move on.
End up buying it back from the nigga who that tried to buy the shit, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
While I'm over there trying to put water in there so they can have food.
So let me ask you a question, too, before we move on to the next person. Are you for or against them getting reparations? Get the likes up to 100K, y'all. Are you for or against them getting reparations?
No, I'm 100% against it, bro, because why would we give them something when we didn't enslave them? If they want to talk to somebody, go talk to England, go talk to France, go talk to Belgium. Talk to those people, bro. Because those are the people who they made treaties with in order to get their people and bring them to the other side of the world that never even made it to the mainland, bro. Never made it to the mainland, bro. That's lies and bullcrap, bro. And I'll land my plane, bro.
That's my dog. That's real shit, though. Who is this?
Hold on, I gotta say something, right?
What you want to say, bro?
What's up?
Yeah, so your boy over here saying we didn't make it to the mainland, but we got other people saying we did. So who's right?
What you mean?
Is your boss said we didn't even make it to the
He's trying to act like it was in high numbers. When I told you it was 45 of them that actually
he said we didn't make it. There's a difference. He didn't say it.
No, it's not a difference. The difference is it's only about 45 of y'all. 45 cannot repopulate 50 million, over 50 million, Mo.
Brother, can I ask you a question? If you
Go ahead, gang.
If you got 2% chocolate milk and you put it in white milk, what you gonna get, bro?
You gonna get a whole lot of
the white milk gonna take over the 2% of the chocolate?
But that 2% is still there.
I'm asking you a question. Hold on, I'm asking you a question. Which would take over?
The white
milk. That 2% would not even be it wouldn't even count. If 45 people came to the island of Haiti or Jamaica right now, I don't care what race they are, they're gonna get absorbed, bro. And their DNA is gonna be reclassified as something else. Right now, the Mexican government has just given the indigenous tribes, which are black, the right to govern themselves, bro. Because they said that the Mexican, so-called Mexican that we see today is a new race of people, bro. A whole new being of people, bro. Not even 150 years old. Not even 100 years old, bro, in all actuality, bro. Because the real people and see, what you got to do is, when we count America goes from South America all the way up to Canada, bro, if you want to be actual and factual about it. And all of that was us, bro. All of that was us, bro. They went over there and mass drones and unalived us, bro, and only allowed white T families to own land and do this and do that. And that's why those people look like that. The Asian and everybody was in on it, bro.
Yep. So
all of those people set themselves against us, bro. We are the children that, I ain't even no religious person, but if you want, for all lack of a term, we're the children of God. We're the people that all this shit came from. We're the ones who created tech. We're the ones who civilized the whole goddamn globe, bro. And there's documentation on that, bro.
And y'all arrogant. That's what I'm hearing, bro. Arrogant.
You arrogant, bro, because you in my country talking shit.
And you're ignorant. Not arrogant.
We're not arrogant. You're ignorant.
He's mad because we won't allow him to be us. That's what makes us arrogant to him. Just because we won't allow you to be us, and by right, you're not us. You don't get to do that.
And at the end of the day, you can really miss us with the DNA and ancestry type of talking point, because like I said, it's tribes that live right next door to each other in Africa, and they can't get along. And so miss us with that African stuff, and we all the same, and DNA, we ain't trying to hear none of that shit. We don't owe y'all no loyalty. Just like y'all don't owe us none. You literally just said the Ghanaian president don't give a fuck about us. You just said if he got the money that he would not give us shit. So stop trying to fucking convince us that we owe y'all something. We don't owe y'all shit. The same way how you said he don't owe us nothing. Go ahead, it's your boy. Land your plan. We're gonna move on to the next person.
And something that you said that with the other, not even you, but what the other guy said. First, he said that we was poor and all homeless, and then he said we come there and we buying our land and doing this, and we coming with our tourism. Which one is it? Because y'all like to say how things are over here in America, but all y'all are trying to get here, bro. Everybody all over the world trying to come here. This shit like Fightful back in the days because they think our streets are paved with gold because we are the gold. Everybody want to hip-hop this, do that. Everything that we do, bro, we create everything and everybody follow it. The whole world follow African Americans, bro. So-called African Americans. I'm indigenous, by the way. But they follow us, bro, because we are the king tribe. We're the ones that everybody doing something with. I land my plane, bro.
That's my dog. Now, who is this? Texas Pressure? Texas Pressure, are you there? Going once, going twice.
Hold on, bro. My phone about to go dead. I'm finna pop up under another page.
Okay.
It's called I Am Him.
Come back. It's your boy. Who was here first? Wolfie, you there? Wolfie was here first. Wolfie, you there, sis? She probably done went to sleep.
No, I'm here.
You there?
Yeah, it was just taking me a long time to unmute. How you doing?
It's all good. Go ahead, sis, because Mo up here giving me tether fatigue. How you doing tonight, sis, by the way?
I'm good. Can I have one request of all us from this continent? When we talk about the people that came through the transatlantic slave trade, could we not refer them as a part of the African people you see today? You could call them melanated slaves or the people that was enslaved or people who came from the transatlantic slave. Because these Africans that you see, especially ones that has fled to the United States, is getting it confused that our ancestors are them, that they have some kind of connection with them. You don't have no connection with the people that was enslaved in the United States of America. Now, one time in history has an emancipated enslaved or a free person of color ever traveled to any countries in Africa before it was called Africa, after it was called Africa, before you called yourself Ghana, after it was called itself Ghana, before Nigeria, down the list, and asked them to help us fight for our freedom or our reparation. They want to count the years or how many years we've been fighting for reparation. But let's count how many years. Ghana. And could you do me a favor, my baby? Could you add up? I think it's 80. But how many years have Ghana been freed? Independent? Since
1957, I think.
1950 or something like that. But could you check?
1957, I think.
Could you give me the exact years of that?
Okay.
Because you could just tell that these people was fully colonized in 1901. And they was sucking.
It's 1957 and it's 69 years.
In 69 years, what have Ghana done globally? You do not come
damn thing.
to a place where enslaved people been fighting for themselves and try to ask their government, a government that they started, a system that was started for humanity rights by a Negro, and you don't even know that Negro name, and ask them for an international reparation. My government don't owe you nothing for your enslaved people in your country. How delusional can you be? Your reparation is the fact that you're living in the United States of America as an African, that you are not suffering along with other Africans trying to survive on that continent, that your reparation came because we fought for our civil rights. We did, not no African. Y'all want to mention the one that came to HBCU, but y'all forget to mention that HBCU was standing 100 years. He had just learned how to read and write, and y'all still underlies him. And he give credit to the Negro in the United States, not the Ghanaian and not a person from Ghana, not Africans in Africa. This is not a shared trauma. We told y'all asses, since this app been on, we're not trauma bonding with you. Y'all don't even know the names of any of the enslaved people over here, and you keep trying to act like you're connected to them. We never asked you. We are offended that you thought that you could come to the United States and pray and dance over our ancestors' body. We say, fuck you for real. And yet you don't understand rejection. Why you don't understand rejection? You don't understand rejection is because you've been the dick gobbler for centuries. You gobble up the Portuguese, you gobble up the Spaniards, you gobble up the British, and you keep getting the British mixed up with the United States of America. We don't owe you motherfuckers nothing. And you keep on gobbling up y'all chiefs and y'all leaders and y'all kings as if they didn't do anything. They're living better than you peasants. It's you peasants who has to flee for a better life when your kings and leaders is living that better life in your African country. Now, one of y'all inventions is globally. Your billionaires come from the resources that was in the ground that God made, not a Nigerian or African or someone from Ghana. Y'all over there, y'all in the United States begging for reparation and yes, begging for money. And then y'all in the UK, the British, begging for help to co-underline other Africans. Because what, y'all can't do it yourself? You're literally begging for different nations to come assist your poor ass. And yet you're not acting like you're poor. That very president is a billionaire. Now, one time in history have our billionaires begged y'all. Our millionaires have built churches, schools, hospitals in Ghana alone. This is after you sold people. You literally told Malcolm X, no, you want to twist his word. One motherfucker twist his word, didn't even know I was the one who played the video. You should 100%. If you feel like you owe reparation, you need to go to your government, your leadership, your kings, because not one time have we went and we have 100% the army, the nation, the history, documented to show that each of those corporation tribes in that continent owes for reparation because their involvement in the transatlantic slave trade. It was the trade. They received resources that these motherfuckers be on TikTok using. That fufu, that jollof rice, it became a part of the transatlantic slave trade. Certain woods, you want to go down the line, what items that Africa received during the transatlantic slave trade that y'all still benefit for today in 2026? That's disrespectful. Remember, we are the people. You are the immigrant to this country.
We not claiming none of y'all food. We don't eat that nasty
We
ass
don't eat
shit.
your motherfucking food.
African food belong to y'all. We not claiming none of that shit. That's y'all shit.
And respectfully, we have the right to say no. You have a problem. Y'all been trying to throw y'all culture or whatever it is. We don't want to be like you. We don't look like you. You're literally dressed up as us, trying to talk like us, mad at us because we say y'all are wrong for begging for reparation. Go to your countries. Why would your billionaire from Ghana president come to the United States and ask for money for your poor people? We can literally go after each of those tribes and bankrupt them since they want to bring something internationally. Because internationally, Africans is wrong for being a part of the transatlantic slave trade. There are tribes, and we can each look up how much income, currency, dollar bills worked that each of those tries his work, and we can basically bankrupt them because the USA have the power to do so. You want to keep to the facts. The facts is you're an immigrant in the United States of America. You've never been for the Black Americans reparation because it hurts your feelings that we said that this man, the Africans, sold slaves. The story would not be changed, not on this United States land. You go tell your history in your land and you go ask your government for your reparation. We never ask you. We ask our government to repay us things that they taken away. You want to rewrite the story, but the story was never yours to tell. Your story is Liberia. Your country is still suffering in 2026. Go deal with the Liberians over in Liberia. This is the United States of America. You outnumber in the United States of America by success in millions. And you cannot compete or compare in the GDP of our Negroes and billionaires. We triple your billions with just, you only got 2 billions. What? We can have a list. I sent y'all a list. But our income, you can't fuck with when it comes to our billionaires coming together. You can't fuck with us when it comes to our millionaires coming together. And you can't fuck with us when it comes to our middle class, our upper middle class, or our poor coming together. You're fighting to be here and you're using our story. And you're wrong because we never use your story. And you cannot tell your history because we learned that y'all don't even know your history. Mo, you didn't even know who your King Peter was. You're so stupid and dumb. And yet you don't even know, go fight your own oppressor. Go fight your own colonizer. You need to go start with the Portuguese. And till I see an African confront a Portuguese, why the fuck you over here worrying about reparations? This is the United States of America. You was already enslaving each other. Go to Iran. Go to your other countries that enslaved you first. You enslaved your own people that look like you. You ate them. You wore them as clothing. You did the same thing that the Europeans did, but you did it on the continent in your country that they call wherever they call your country today. Liberians are still eating each other on social media.
All right, I'm dropped.
Liberia still eating. Y'all can go to Telegram and you can watch a Liberian chop on another Liberian. And it ain't no movie and it ain't no skits. Y'all are still dealing with enslavement in Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, Libya, East Africa, North Africa, West Africa, South Africa. Y'all still dealing with people that have not even been civilized in the whole 33 countries. In Africa, that's undeveloped that you can 100% go visit and build a motherfucking will because there's children starving in those 33 countries. You came to a first world country from a system that was started by a Negro, and Mo, you lied and you said that Black Americans had never went to the UN. We started the UN and we went to the UN not for reparation because we knew we had to go against reparation and then start in the UN. If y'all only read motherfucking books, but y'all don't. Y'all want to rewrite the story because y'all have it's getting sickening. And if you keep provoking my people, they gonna react. And I'm gonna ask you kindly, leave us the fuck alone. That's why we say we want to delineate. That means leave us alone. You don't think our government hear us say we want to delineate that you're not us? It's in the motherfucking song. They not like us. You're the only one that couldn't understand that you wasn't the people on the cotton field when he said it. You wasn't the people out there. You're not like us. But some way you think you are because of skin tone. That dirty looking motherfucking Kendrick Lamar, you're not like him. And we don't give a fuck who's pan and who's not. You're still not like the Pan-Africans from this lineage. You're not like us. You're not like nobody. You're like them Africans who sold slaves and who's suffering today. Be your own people. Dress like your own people. Start wearing your traditional clothing every day, all day, forever, for we can know who you really are. You traitors.
You cooked his ass so hard, he said, I'm gonna drop. To my sister's point, I had this queued up before we even started the live. I asked ChatGPT what happened when Malcolm X tried to get African and Caribbean nations in the UN to go after America for his role in slavery. And it says, when Malcolm X tried to bring the issue of Black Americans' oppression to the international stage, especially the United Nations, it didn't lead to formal action against the United States, but it did have important political impact. No, the fuck it didn't. After he left the Nation of Islam in 1994, he went to the UN. All right? Now, this is what happened. In 1964, he traveled widely. Guess what? He went to Ghana. He went to Nigeria, Egypt, Algeria. He also spoke with leaders and diplomats from Caribbean nations. He created the Organization of Afro-American Unity to push his agenda. And that's over here on this side. He started this to try to, start his international push for, reparations and things like that. Now, I'm not sure if it was a Pan-Africanist civil rights group or whatever, but that's how they got it down over here, okay? If you want to know about this, just type it in your browser or whatever, and it'll pop up and it'll tell you about his organization that he had started in order to start, pushing his agenda, because he was trying to, do this on an international level, and that's why he was speaking to those African and Caribbean countries. Now, this is how they responded. They were sympathetic but cautious. Now, why didn't they act formally? Cold War politics. I don't know if y'all familiar with the Cold War, but that basically was a WAR, but it wasn't. A whole lot of pump faking. We won't get into that. But many countries depended on U.S. aid or wanted to avoid conflict with a superpower. That's part of the reason why they didn't do it. Diplomatic risk. Accusing the U.S. at the UN could damage relationships. Now, here's the part that's more important. Internal priorities. Many nations were newly independent and focused on their own stability. Back then, Ghana was like 7 years old. The country got formulated in 1957. Those same Ghanaians who fighting for reparations right now, back then in 1964, they did not help. Okay? These people was putting their own countries first above us. Oh, but we all supposed to be the same? Fuck out of here. Now, he was trying to get them to file a formal complaint to the UN and frame the U.S. as a racist and, and just hold them accountable for all their violations, against humanity and, their violations against international law. But the plan never was fully realized. No African or Caribbean nation formally brought the case forward. I'm going to highlight this.
Can I play his words where he explained that exactly what you just said?
Yep. And then one more thing
I'm going to go find it.
I want to let these people know this as well. Hold on. Where is it at? I just had that motherfucking Just Kogan's clause pulled up. But, where is it at? Family, where is it? Okay. While she pull up that video, I'm gonna let I just want y'all to let this sink in. All right. We had people try to, holler at these Africans and Caribbean nations, and they wasn't trying to help us on the UN level at all. But I find it funny how they trying to fight for reparations for themselves. They don't got no problem banding together and trying to go ahead and fight for this shit. I just find it ridiculous. Unfortunately, Malcolm X was unalived in like 1965 after that. But yeah, I just wanted to just let y'all know that, even when we tried to get these people on our side, they was against it. You feel me? These people do not fuck with us. And we got people like Mo trying to come up here acting like we owe these people some type of loyalty. We don't owe them shit.
Red, I played this yesterday, and the Africans, I seen them on the panel trying to twist his words up. So let me explain again. I'm just rewinding it to the mark. These are Malcolm X words after he came back from Mecca. He's gonna explain those very 5 countries that Red just read, how they respond to him. You have to realize when he came back from Mecca, he wasn't a part of the NOI anymore, right? This was his first interview, and he was speaking to the American people. In this same interview, It's just an hour and 13 minutes long. They didn't have social media. They had radio. This is a radio interview. This is not a television. This is radio, okay? So you will see in this very interview that people are calling up to the radio stations. How many of y'all remember calling up to the radio stations and talking to people at the radio station? I remember. You understand?
I called the radio station a couple times, try to get a song played. I have.
Yeah, you remember, right? So this was the way of the world, because they was telling them you only limit to 2 phone calls in this very interview. Ain't that strange, Red? You understand how we evolve culture, right? And so he was explaining how he came back from the African countries, and I'm gonna let y'all, but I want y'all to listen, because he explained that he started calling Afro this and Afro that and Afro. Afro is our words. He was trying to come back and handle in a different way than before he left. And that's his business. He's a grown man. He has every right to evolve. But we have every right to say yes or no, we agree. That's one thing about being a Black American. We all don't have to agree, but we all know when to come together. That's being on code. Let me make sure I push it to the right point, and I'll play it.
For sure. In the meantime, keep tapping the screen, y'all. We shooting for 200K now. Get the likes up to 200K. Grab your daily heart if you have not done so. Gift the panel. Repost out the live. Let's try to get the repost to 50 of them. Repost out the live, y'all. There's 225 people in here. Repost out the live if you can for me. Share it out as well. Also, follow us over there on YouTube, family. Some of y'all prefer to watch us on YouTube, and that's perfectly fine if you don't want to watch the TikTok live. But yeah, go follow us on YouTube and subscribe over there to the FBA Red page. We are live on the FBA Red page at the same time. If you have not subscribed, go over there, like the video, hype it up for me real quick. Leave a comment if you can. But go to the FBA Red page and check us out over there. Like I said, if you don't want to watch it on TikTok, you can watch the live over there on YouTube. And I think you can rewind it a little bit while you watch it on YouTube. So if you missed it, I think you could just like watch it from the beginning. I'm not sure how that works, but follow us over there, okay? Wolfie, let me know when you're ready.
Do you want to hear the part that he talk about, Malcolm X is talking about the Negro leadership in the United States rejecting Africans because of their stance with the Europeans? No.
Yeah. Play that. Put that in there.
What is the strategy in dealing with an enemy? Because we are up against a very brutal enemy. Anyone who deprives you of your rights is an enemy. And I might also point out, and I cite these things just to show the concern and the interest on the part of our people abroad. The morning that I left Accra for Senegal and for Morocco, there were 5 of these African ambassadors came to the airport with me to see me off. And it was an act actually to show that not only they, but their governments and their people were interested in the Afro-American struggle for freedom. And one of the things that I was trying to impress upon them while I was there was our effort this year. We knew that in the past, and they pointed this out, that in the past, they couldn't intervene. They couldn't in any way show too much support in our struggle because the Afro-American had made the mistake of labeling our struggle a civil rights struggle. And as long as it was labeled a civil rights struggle, it was a domestic issue which came under the jurisdiction of the United States government, and no outside power could intervene. So we impressed upon them, I tried to impress upon them that the Afro-American leaders, the various groups this year, were going to get together and take the label, civil rights label, off our struggle and shift it to the level of human rights. And once it is at the level of human rights, instead of it being a domestic or national issue, it becomes an international issue. And it puts us in a position to take the United States government into the United Nations or into world court and charge Uncle Sam with being guilty of violating our human rights, which means he's violating the UN Charter. He's violating the UN Covenant on human rights. He's violating the Declaration of Human Rights. And all of them agree that once our problem is shifted to the level of human rights instead of civil rights, then immediately it leaves the floodgates open for every other country on this earth to open up their mouths at the governmental level and give whatever assistance they can to the struggle of the black people in this country for human rights, human recognition, and human dignity. So I left Africa feeling well satisfied that the day the black people in this country are able to identify, or the day that we are able to realize that we have brothers abroad in Africa, Asia, and in Latin America, it'll bring a new direction to the struggle of the black people in this country. And one of the other things that were pointed out to me, there's been much talk about migration back to Africa, physical migration back to Africa. After traveling through Africa and discussing that particular phase of the problem with many African diplomats and statesmen, I came away with the conclusion that they would be happy to welcome our people back. But at the same time, many of them suggested that it would be wiser for our people to work, since our people have made the contribution in this particular country that has made this country what it is. We have a stake in it. We have something coming here. And it would be wiser for us to force this country to live up to what it professes to represent in its constitution and in its so-called beautiful declarations of independence and other things. And those who want to migrate back, well and good. Those who want to stay here, well and good. But the migration back to Africa should be, if you notice, the Jews in this country have stayed in this country physically, but their migration back to Israel has been a philosophical migration, a cultural migration, a psychological migration, meaning that they have linked hands spiritually with Israel while remaining here physically. But this spiritual link with Israel has given them the prestige and the incentive that has enabled them to enhance their position here politically, economically, socially, and otherwise. And those who are here help the Jews who are in Israel, and those who are in Israel help the Jews who are here. When our people begin to look at this thing as it is and realize that there are probably...
Y'all can look at the video. It's the Malcolm X interview by Joe Rainey, June the 4th, 1964. Is Malcolm X. This is what you want to look for under Malcolm X interview by Joe Rainey, June the 4th, 1964. Even when this is playing, did you see the Africans miscomprehend that Malcolm X was quoting African countries? I don't understand what's up with y'all comprehension skills. It's really, y'all should be embarrassed and you're not.
Yeah. So what do you take from that? Because what I hear when he speaks is basically like they wasn't behind him.
They wasn't. They told him no. There.
Yeah, they told him no.
They told him no. He wrote it down. This is not his only interview. That was just the first. And then he got attacked in this interview. Malcolm X was getting like shaking his head. He was getting shaky, you know? What I take from this is when you listen from the whole interview, he was trying to push sugar on their rejection. They told Malcolm X to support, they wanted to support us, that we should stay. Like they say, oh, mind you, it was already white tea people in Africa at this time. They was like, oh, if the Negro want to come to Africa or our countries, they could come, but they should 100% stay in the United States and get what they stated that they were going to give them in their 15th Amendment and take advantage of everything that they fought for. Mind you, when back in 1964, civil rights has not been passed. The African also told him that the reason that they didn't want to stand with the United States Negro is because they couldn't. They were scared to. And that if they would instead of making it a civil rights in-house, that's what he said, a civil rights issue, that Malcolm X, that the Negroes in the United States should make it a humanity issue. And if they make it a humanity, that's when they can step in and help and say something. No one has ever asked Africans to help us fight reparations. Silver and humanity is not reparation. Humanity, they went up talking about Africans. You heard this man say humanity. Humanity, not Africans or Africans' descent. Civil rights was for everybody. We know the things that we have done. So it just showed you what you wrote, what you pulled up is correct, because he go on and talk about in the same interview about how you want to bring it like a Western world together. And the answer is no.
Yep. They don't fuck with us at all. They told that brother no. They don't care about us. And that's why all we doing is returning the favor. Y'all don't get no reparations. We're voting no.